Oh, I'm still muted. Hey everyone, how's it going? It's me, Koizetsu, talking in here about things. Hey, we're doing some art. For something of a weird purpose. Hopefully it's gonna be turning out well, but it's gonna be a little fucking weird. So, them worm things sure do be popular again. I've seen on the social medias. The the things that, like people care about a lot. Like I'm like, oh, well, those things. Yeah, I know what that was. I know a person or two who's talked my ear off about them. Like, oh, was that you? Would you still love me if I was a worm? I'm like, oh, cause of what? Oh, what? What? Can you answer me what that is real quick? I'm a little confuzzled, but now they're big again. I'm gonna try to jump a bandwagon here, folks. Sell out, do something popular. I don't know why I'm doing it by popular demand, but apparently I am. That's a thing I'm doing now. Selling out like like I don't know, fucking weirdo, a cop outer. What? Oh my god, it didn't save the message. Oh my god, it posted that I'm playing Slay the Spire in Mahjong. Oh no. Now let's change that real quick. But yeah, I have a set of skills that allow me to do things and make certain things, and I'm gonna be doing some with these worms. But first, I'm gonna have to watch a video or two because I kind of fucking forget how these things work. Worm toy thingy. YouTube, help me. 30-piece magic twisty worm. Okay. Fucking around with these things. How you make them. Watch some videos. How do you do the worm on a string thing? Well, I guess we're gonna have to rely on YouTube. YouTube aid me. Property. Change window.
Really freak your friends out? Squirmels is the craziest toy, no doubt. New from Nostalgic, it does awesome magic. How it works is secret, and nope, it's not static. Squirmels follows your own command. He'll crawl, flip, and perform. It's your new favorite friend. Squirmels is easy.
Wait, isn't there a string on these things?
Squirmels jump, slither, or run.
Wait, I thought there was a string on these things.
The real Squirmels is a magical pet from Nostalgic.
Wait, hold on a second. I thought they had a string on them, like, because I've been looking at some of the art people have been making on these things, and don't they have a little string? Like, how do they add the worms on a string thing? String? Worm on a string.
Want to really freak your friends out? Squirmels is the craziest toy, no doubt. New from Nostalgic, it does awesome magic.
Wait, this is the same commercial, but there's no string. How does the string work? Hold on a second. Like, where's the string? Where does the string go though? How does the string work?
You are now watching a Lucky Penny Shop product feature.
Moving and jumping pet. Collect
Okay.
them all. Let's see what the back says. Wiggle worm instructions. Unravel the invisible string and tie one end to the nose of your wiggle worm. Take the other end and tie it to the white card and hold it in your hand. Make your wiggle worm move by pulling on the string. Have fun making your worm perform tricks. So there you go.
Okay.
Twist worm.
So
Let's just get that open.
the string's supposed to be like, how does it?
Look at that. And he's got his string.
Little card thing. That's a thing. I thought they. Wait, why like they got a little spool and like the meme art people are doing? Is that like just a thing people are making up? Damn, I'm too old for this. I'm too many centuries old for this.
So when you
But I gotta do it. I gotta do it. Be relevant.
It's like it's going through your fingers, see? And you can't see the string. It's a very fine. There it is. There's the white card they're talking about.
Very,
So when
very
you're playing,
string. I'll tell you that.
pulling, you can make them go around your fingers and stuff. See? Isn't that neat? So there you go. It's a blue wiggle worm. Pretty neat.
Thanks for watching our eBay product video.
Okay, is that it on these things? Is it just these things? Huh. So it really is just these things, huh? I guess the art's just a little better now. Because I'm thinking of, well, I'm thinking of these arts. I'm thinking of like, the funny thing of like the pit crew thing. Like, yeah, you make a fuzzy worm thing, but what's the little? Is that the card? Is it supposed to be the card? But it looks like a cylinder. That's weird. I guess it's easier. I guess it's easier if it's not a cylinder because it's easier for me to animate. So like, okay, that's what we're doing today. We're making one of these things for greater purpose than just these things. Trust me, I'm gonna be doing something funny with these. Very, very funny indeed. I'm gonna be combining two parts of my skills for the abilities to produce and create things and things for purposes unknown or unseen. Also, I think I might need to be doing a. Oh fuck! Harmony desk. Ah fuck! I crossed my knees and I misjudged the distance. Ah. Oh. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's all fine. It's fine. Fucking big. Ow. You know, sometimes when you think you're like really confident you've got the measurement down, you move really quickly because you're sure you're not gonna hit anything, and then you hit something and it's like, oh my god, this hurts so much worse than if I'd been cautious because I was moving so much faster because I didn't anticipate hitting anything here and I could see no way this could have gone wrong. Ow, motherfucker. Ow. Ow. Oh, what a mistake. Mm. Ah. Oh my god, that hurts. That hurt. Ah. Ow. Ow. Ah. I'll try to milk this. Ow. Wait, where my reference image go? Well, did I delete the reference tab I had open? Was this? Oh, here it's here. Okay. So we don't need the card actually. A little thing. But I think we should make the string slightly more visible, maybe, or just do a light reflection trick on it. That might be that might be it actually. We do a light reflection trick on top of the string, stringo strango thingo thing. Yeah, I think I know a solution to making that. Yeah, okay, actually that works. I'm thinking of a way to do this, and now I think I've brain blasted it, Jim Neutrano style. The big question is how do I do the eye flip? Nah, I just you know what? I think I just phone it in and make it a little. I think I can afford to make it cheaper on this one. I don't really care about the accuracy. So, one more time. Start off on a nice little layer here. I like thinking in blue. Blue makes me think better for early prototyping phases. I know this sounds psychotic, but it works for me. So, yeah. Put some royalty free. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Background, adding out my own talking, and since I'm not really like the biggest thing I can't listen. I'm not listening to that on loop, much as I'd love to. I'd like Chow would fucking murder me. See, I could do big giant circles, but I can't remember which of I can never remember which parts of big giant circles is like the part you're allowed to like use infinitely, and which parts aren't. So yeah, let me know if this music's too low or too high in the chat, please. Get to it. The snoot's not too long, actually. an up tilt. I think given the way I'm gonna do, I should probably make as well. Like I think this part work better as one part's right behind. Little bit panels a cone shape that I sort of do a visual play on where I just ready for my purposes. God damn it, why the fuck is this so loud? Oh, that's because my headphones are blasting. That's why. Okay. So, as you might have guessed, I'm gonna be trying to do a live 2D twist on this thing I make, this art. I'm trying to visualize and actualize what I'm doing here. I'll use my synergies and my synergies and but like for real though, what I'm gonna try to do is think about how to use these various 2D shapes to make a 3D. And so what I'm gonna do here is if I do like oop, 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 just use some shape references there. I'll try to bend this a little bit, like so. Distort the 2D shape so it looks kind of more like this, this when I twist it, like so. See what I mean? I might just twist these flat, or I might use these bits in the back as like a separate layer. Well, just so it bends better. Or I could do this or I could do this part as like 2 layers as well. That's the thing about breaking these things down into multiple shapes. Never know. Why does this video keep dying? It's not like, oh, I'm playing in like high quality. Why am I? The quality of the video doesn't affect the audio quality, does it? I'm pretty sure it doesn't. That's not how that works. Anyway, I'm a little my volume. I've been blasting. But yeah, as I was saying with the worm, the big thing on how I'm gonna do it is how do I make the little parts not look terrible? Because it's gotta be fluid motion. My hair, you can see my hair like flops a bit, but doesn't flop too much because I don't want to like look like my hair is wild and going crazy. I'm not an anime girl with like giant flowing locks. I'm like a schlubby looking koi. My hair doesn't exactly like go wee 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 back and forth. It's a bit heavier because I don't have like light fluff. But I want to add a lot of physics. Probably. With some better ID. What's my hair? If I have the time and the money to get some more live 2D, I have to like get at least a month or 2 subscription to fucking fine tune the hair. I mean, have not Koizetsu fine tune it. That's a goal for later. My eyes feel still a little dead for my knee. Better. Anyway, the eye is clearly gonna have to get its own separate part. I'm gonna have to have an overlapping layer as well to do the little eyebrow expressions because the worm thing apparently look like this when they're or like bad. I'm learning a lot about how these things operate right now. Apparently it's a lot of like angle and circle, which means we can actually do that. I don't want to be having it open like that, which I like. That's a good thing. But the main thing I'm thinking about is how to make the body work, because we could do just as one piece, but I think it'll look sloppy when it starts moving too much as one big piece of like movement. That could affect the physics. I'm thinking is we might do like a series of things on like balls on a string like this, and have them all animate separately. But I'm not sure that would feel the best results. We're gonna try something with like one piece first, then break it apart later. Or we can make it separate in the beginning and then just try to combine it. Or we could do multiple, or we could do it as one continuous piece with little bits on the outside that make it look more fluid than it is. A little break-off point like this that connects in on the actual great bit like this. So that this part looks like it's blurring the line with a little bit of flared color underneath. The worm's this color. This example is getting a little soft. Let me just go show this what I'm trying to talk. So we got the body of the worm, and we got the typical worm body shape. I could break in with another layer. For the example, this is going to be this color, but if we were doing this for real, it'd be the same color. We'd have another layer like this, just a very small bit. Have it connect in like so, and break like this. Looks like it's given a little fur pattern, even though it's a separate layer. So it's just gonna, this part's gonna have to move with it. When the worm bends like this, it'll of course bend with it like that. But it will give the illusion there's more flexibility patches that are on the actual worm, which I think is gonna be what we need. Make it look more convincingly. Of course, the big thing here is going to be how much physically we can slam on this sucker, because these things move sort of erratically. If I want to match that erratic nature, I'm going to have to make these things move like flop around like a big old fish, desperately trying to lunge back into the water or something. Metaphor might be breaking down a little. Let's think and think. We're gonna have to the string. That's gonna be its own little object. And I think what I'm gonna do, make the string like have its weird invisibility, is make the string an invisible layer, but I'm gonna use it as a masking layer for a light layer that goes like, that's gonna look like this. Like this. See, the light layer is going to look like this, and you're just like, wow, Koi, that's like a really stupid looking light layer. Like, why would this thing block everything out? But if I do something like this, yeah. Does the clips? Let me use this. Oh. No, it doesn't. Okay, the opacity things on that's a little. But my point is that I can probably do a layer where it's a clear string where it only appears where the overlapping line light is. And that's going to be good enough for making this illusion of light only, because you only see the light particles. Assuming it works the way I want. Worst case scenario, if it doesn't work the way I want it to, I can always design it like this, where instead of a string, I have bits of an erasing layer top that masks, which I think could work, right? I use that sort of physics element when I mean my block layers that allow my clothes to disappear. So smooth, like look, when my clothes disappear, they flame off, and that's about it. That involves an invisible layer moving in and out of phase with the fire effects on top of it that move out of phase on a different light. It was kind of tricky to set up, but I like doing it. I think it looks cool. It's pretty neat, pretty nifty effect. But that's a thing we do later when we finish planning out the actual. And I'll tell you that. Daddy. Round that out. Don't really have like the big eyes. Eye here, we have to have that. Then we have, of course, the rectangle layer above, which we don't draw on yet. Not necessary. Then we got the guy over here, which we'll just copy paste this eye asset for. This eye's gonna have to have like a light, but we don't do that yet either. These worms all have like the same inner stylistic. No, that's an art detail thing. We don't worry about that then. For our worm, we're gonna be a bit of a boring one. I ain't fancy. I ain't a fly or hip cool. I'm a bit of a drab dude. I wear subdued colors. I'm not exactly flamboyant. Exactly a fashionista. I just do what I do. That makes me doing. Living my life, breathing my air. Don't worry about how I'm gonna get. Except for the fact that I own a car, so I can drive places. That helps get places. You know what I mean? I guess I don't worry because of that, huh? Good tape. Like, I don't want to make the worm too fat because I know these things have like a very delicate thin line. Thin line. Although actually, really realistically, starting canvas, that it actually allows me to draw the worm as long as I need. Because that way I don't have to worry about fiddling with it. That works. Up. Lock in place. I am glad that the updated version of this program I have allows me to do things like that more easily. I don't have to repaint the background because they just have a background command now. Okay. Like, I think the worm's like, I probably should like take an image from like the eye. Do a bigger reference. But I'm just gonna use my eyeballs and my fingers right now. I'm gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about 5. The worm is about 5 worms long. So whatever this is, I need 5 times of it. Judging by my rough guesstimation. This should be enough. Actually, because that one's a little fat. Yeah, about 4.5 long. That should do it. About 4.5 long things. Plus, we can make the last bit on the end just curl a little. Because these things do be kind of floopsy. Yeah. About that long. So how chunky do we? So, like, pretty out, but does taper back in at the end. But not too thin. Got a bit of a thick tail. I know it does. I'm noticing it does have a little bit of a thickness in the mid-body. Like the 1, 2, I think it chunks out, or no, it's about around the 2, 3 it chunks. No. Well, about the 1 to the 2 chunks in the middle. That's like where the bulge. But always for the sake of our. Okay, that works. I think that's that. That might be the base body formula we need to use for the bit. And we just gotta mess with the tail silhouette to make it look more floopsy whoopsy. This thing really is just a fucking tube, isn't it? These things they are just actually tubes, huh? Yeah, I guess they really are just tubes. Oopsie whoopsies. Yeah, I guess these are really just. Well then, I think I know what to do. Oh no, it's an important announcement. Like yeah, Arthur Abbott made his partner recently. Good for him, man. Like pushing it, doing a good job, makes good content. Pretty cool. He made it that far. I do know Twitch can be kind of merciless. Push for it. I'm looking at. Apparently, I've been followed by 3 different people with the same fucking last name tag on Twitter in the last minute. 3 different people with VArts comms open exclamation marks in the end part of their tag have just followed me. I feel the sharks closing in, chat. Oh my god, did they all have the same? Have this. Bro. Apparently one of them does not save for work. Why the... Like, I need followers, but I need followers that actually look at me. What am I gonna do with like 5 more VR followers? I have a guy who does my art for me, and I do some of my other art. I don't need you. Go away. You're not wanted here. I closed down my reference art. Why do I keep closing it out? Get back here. I need my reference. Get back. Hey, Gunfighter, how's it going? We're doing some art today. I'm doing one of them hip and fly worms that the kids all like. I hear people ask people, would you still love me if I was a worm? And I'll be honest here, I'm like, they're kind of just only okay. Maybe, possibly, who knows? Vector layers and start doing the body. I'll say you have an audience. Do I? I do, apparently. There are people in chat. I haven't actually been looking at that lately. I've heard some advice from somebody that you shouldn't try to look too much at chat or you'll drive yourself insane trying to micromanage a number. Although what I'm really looking at is trying to make sure Oh yeah, you mean the Noodle Crew. Yeah, they grew. Ever since last stream when I made more of them, I made more of them. By making more of the thing, more of them exist. I am a genius of the spoken word sometime. Okay, that doesn't look good. And I'm also gonna have to make the line thinner. I think one of my strengths and weaknesses, as people have put it, is my thick lines. Like, I love a good thick line. I'll be nice. Makes me feel like I'm drawing something fun, but I think I should also stop drawing my lines so thick because it's making me look a little amateur. Hard to do fine details with big, thick lines. And so I'm gonna do this. Although, actually, wait, these fucking worms love thick lines, don't they? They're like cartoony as hell. Screw it, I'm doing thick dumbass lines today. Boom. Textured. We'll use a textured pen. I think these were made with a textured pen. Somebody use my textured pen. How's my real G? No G. Bazinga. Yeah, I like that. Now it's a little. Is there a way? Texture at all? Signs point to no. Okay, we're gonna do it this way then. I'll go wiggly. Then it looks really blotchy because you expose the fact this brush ain't high quality because it's just the default brush that came with our program. You know, we'll try like this for. That'll work. You know what? I've remembered I can do. I'm doing this vector art. I can just do this. I can just redraw my vects. Curve these parts in. Keep these back bits. They're not exactly doing. Try to connect. Now this should let us move a nice little. Yeah, a nice little nubby bit. We know, even though we're not going to let the nubby bit stay in nubby bit, fixing, quote unquote, it. Be a nice little. Modify some of the less vector point. Third vector point. That's it. Vector point. Wanted it to. So we're going to do it manually. That's our life sometimes. Boom. Ooh. Boom. Blast him. Die. Everybody, put your hands up, the sexy lady. Wish I could play animating. I never actually figured out how to set up the whole like which audio cuts so you don't get caught by copy bots. And thus, if I do it, I'll just get copyright struck, which will be great when I upload my videos to my Twitch archive channel. I love that. Part a little too. Looks good to me. Mark the reference layer in R. We should probably also start naming these layers because this is gonna get a little complicated. 5. Eyeball. Weird. How weird do we make these eyeballs? Like, we could make the eyeballs pretty weird, but I don't want to make them too weird because then it'll make people think, wow, this guy's a fucking weird. That's not a draw. That's not the drawing tool. Make the eyeballs. Artificial glass. We're not gonna not draw the eye. Uneven circle shape will make them appear more cute. Sometimes people don't want perfect circles. They want a circle with some stuff on it. Circle that looks like some dumbass spent 20 minutes trying to redraw circles every day to practice drawing circles, and he still can't get it quite right. But it looks close enough right that it works for that. That looks suitably derped. And now we'll save that as eyeball. A pupil. Actually, we don't need the pupil to be a vector. Yep, tap. To the up. Very, very, very. I don't have too much whites. They're very, why? Just a vector. That looked good to me. And most importantly, we need the blocker layer. We're gonna make. We're gonna call it eyebrow because that's how the naming convention is gonna work. We're gonna make this the layer temporarily a different color so we can work. This thing doesn't need to be actually need to be nice at all. We just need to have this like roughly. No color blotching on it. That's good. And so the way this will work when we get to the planning stage later, and it's gonna look a little scuffed because we're not in live 2D, so we can't do the layering the way I'd like it to. You're gonna temporarily be. Oh, that tool's so convenient. So, go back to being white. Why don't you appear on the right monitor when I... Whatever. So, the way this eye blocker is gonna work is that it's going to be a layer that only exists on top of the eyeball whites and the eyeball part. So when I manipulate it, like, move it up, have it move up and down like this, it'll appear on the eyeball without blocking out the rest of the face, the way it would if I had just had it floating around like this. Because if I had it floating around like this, it'd look very dumb if I had like this thing trying to be subtle, going like, "Hey guys, my eyebrow is moving. Wink, wink." Nah. I just have it do the... Have it go like this. Boop. So it only appears in the part that's relevant. Which is clever. That's a clever way of doing things. It's also not relevant for what we're doing right now, though, so we're just going to have it disappear. We're also going to add a little eye shine to this too, because it does make the worlds go round. Has to be above the. Of course, the eye white is all. Things are. Oh, this thing goes. The shadow needs to go down really. Eyeshadows are a very specific part that but I think I can eyeball the measure. Yes. Boom. Eyeshadow colored. Let's go. Okay. So this is the entire eyeball. We're gonna mark this as an entire group just to keep it nicely neated. See? Now it's no longer gonna come near anything. temporarily dyed a different color, so he's got visibility, better visibility. Let's go with a nice orange. I love orange. Very tasty. Yummy in my tummy. Let's see. Next part up, we got to do the face. So name it head, because that is what it is. Sometimes your names are never going to be creepy. Gotta be the good old textured pen. I'm going to put in another bit of some disappearing bits along the curve. So that works out. Ah, perfect. Now this part here is going to probably be a disappear. Doing this right. Well, that's going to come in later because I just want to have the head's basic form and function. That's going to be like. Then there's going to be a little frill around this. We're going to divide the frill in half, let the frill meet. Blocked that out, so let's go and do something a bit more refined over it. Good. So, first part. Now in the circular. Snoop. Schnoz. Just got a bit of a nice. I'm making it a little too angry. It's the old-fashioned way with control points. Let's see. This is the part of the YouTube video where I'd say, now I time lapse, but I'm doing this live, so we're just gonna talk about it. When's day been? Day's been. My throat's still a little sore, but I had a banana for breakfast. The potassium's. As for other parts of my body, I really didn't click together as much as I thought it would, but my breakfast wasn't very exciting. Slice of ham. I'll just not. You know what I think it is? I think there's like a little circular, and it goes like this. It goes like a little bit like that. Like the certain je ne sais quoi to the thing I'm trying to make, and I am not great at. Oh, you know. I do love je ne sais quoi as a word. It means a certain indescribable feeling or attribute that you feel positively towards. It is the most pretentious way of saying, I kind of vibe with it, that you can think of. But then again, the French invented it, so like, what attracts them. Vector line kind of behaves like a worm. Fetch it. Yeah, it's definitely using a predeterminate set of characteristics. Seeing some. Fun to do that. Make it move for him. Go a little vector D. I'll learn how to make it on my own if I do. Apparently a way to. I know some of the ways you make brushes are badly some, but yeah, they do what they do. Ooh, yeah. Crack, crack. That sort of looks like the original thing. Let me just get rid of the back layer. Okay, that looks good. Next up, we gotta do a weird shape. And I kind of said we'd be doing it like, was it a cone that flexes sideways? Could still work. Do a vanishing point. Uh, What am I gonna do this? We do it as a Oh shit, I've been drawing on the wrong layer. I've been doodling my brain sketches on the wrong part. Get out of here. Don't pollute the actual finished product parts with the thing. I thought I was drawing on this layer. Oof. Oh. Okay, though we gotta think about how we are gonna bend these. Live 2D is basically like paper dolls. Got a bit like this. Warp it for the bottom right. Like that would have to be the bend to make it look like it was actually a face. Let's try a tri-point drawing to see if we can narrow this out. I think this might actually help. Trying to do the classic 9 points of perspective for facing these. Because what we want is when it faces the screen on, it's going to look kind of Oop. It kind of look derpy as fuck. It's gonna look really derpy now. Then we've got, of course, the repeated move this way. Derpy as heck. When it looks up, it's gonna be like this, kind of like the eyes just popping over the side, a little derpy like. That's badly drawn. That was very badly drawn. When it looks down, I guess it'll be a bit of a sharp angle. Straight with the derpy ass string again. Actually, what I'm seeing, it do too much of a play on the triangle shape, do we? It kind of just needs to be the contents which move, which means we could do a classic B. Yep, off the back. shoulders. Classic bit of illusioneering, actually, where what's moving here isn't going to be the cone. It's going to be what's inside the cone. Here's my secret plan. Don't tell anyone. So, rather than having the cone move or change its shape dramatically, which it doesn't need to do as we're learning, I'm going to use the shading to give the illusion of movement. So by having the shading on the inside of the worm like this, and even this, I'm going to give the illusion that the worm is moving. Actually, bottom of this. Kind of like a light underbelly shape. Call its stomach. We'll use the illusion of extra colors coming in to give the illusion that the worm is moving more than it really is. And the triangle is going to basically stay the same, but the only thing that moves is the eyeballs. That's going to be the tricky bit. The other tricky bit is how we're going to make the eyeballs disappear when it rotates. For this frame, there's going to be a transitional in the middle where the eyeball looks like partially rotated mode. And it looks like something like this. You know, moving between the things. So that's going to be the big trick. I got a solution for the middle bit like that, but how do I make this part, this back eyeball here, go from being fully visible to partially visible to not visible? And I could bend it, or I could be a lazy fuck and rely on the quick erratic motion of the worm to just hide a cheap shitty effect. But some people don't move that erratically, unless I may always have to move. Delightfully devilish, Koizetsu. That could work. That idea is so dumb, it could just hold up. I think I've cracked a code here. The cipher is cauldrons. The you guys are gonna like back to me. We're not gonna make you guys invisible. We're gonna just Control G. We're gonna misspell sketch, but I don't care. Sometimes you misspell things on your own careful notes. That's part of my method. Trust me, it worked. And I'll make a third one of these that pops up on the other side. This one has to be due. We'll write that down later. But for now, I'm also going to have to make a body section. You're not needed yet, but you'll be needed in the future. This is. Okay, and now we got to make these have their accompanying blur bits. A lot of renaming. You know, we probably don't want to have these stuffed edges with color. We'll do them like this. Also, what color the hell are we gonna make our koi boy? Then we'll go for like orange on the face and body, like us. I have to probably have a third one of these. The illusion to me. Hmm? Oh, we redrew these. A trick to this is to make sure these things don't have the wrong color layers attached to them. Whoops. Ba-doop-ba-dup. Ba-doop-ba-doop. Boom. feel like part of this. Yeah, the body ain't lining up with this, is it? Yeah, the head melding part's gone a little too wide. Only be like close to you just the furrings. Why am I calling them fumings? Oh, it's because it's the name of the thing from Hunger Code. Did I really leave fucking artifact on all three layers? Look at that. God. Boom. Oop. Save that. Crack, neck crack. Bottom. I'm gonna rename these things. Da 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 bum bum. Honestly, I don't think this would. Da-da-da. The body layer. Oh, nope, not that one. Not that one. Move that one back. Move that one back. Get back here. Perfect. Or a darker color on the top better. This sort of aesthetic you're supposed to go for it. I'm trying. The answer is go for whatever the hell you want. Okay. Good. Good, good, good. That's good. Now. Right, we break the line more often. That's where we slip in the furring lines. Yeah, that works. Okay, so we just do this as one like continuously long fucking piece of the mastery. But it'll work. Trust on me. Trust me. Trust me. Bam 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 ba da 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 da. We're gonna do a glue to make the top go like a ba da ba do ba da da bum. I don't know what I'm saying. We're gonna make the head color. Pseudo shrink. Make sure that the body color overlaps by a bit. We don't want to have blank spots on our drawings, so. Bop, bop, bop. We don't want to have to worry about like excessive. Now comes the narrow part where we just sort of make sure we don't like. It's essential to do this, but I'm going to do it. Do I see a little bit of the? Got him. Okay. Paintbrush secured. Worm color secured. Color. Oh, let's kind of break the fucking more. Let's just rein these in a little. Not that much more out though. This. You just don't want it to eat up too much inner space. That's the. Ooh. Clever girl. Body light. I missed a bunch on the layer because it was using the upper layers to ignore parts of the coloration process. Haha. You thought you were clever, thing I made, but turns out me, the thing that made you, is more clever than you are to me. Haha. I really hope so too. I'm not smarter than what I'm making artistically. I might be having a bit of a brain issue. I might have to worry about going senile or millennia. I mean, 5 centuries. 5 centuries. That's how old. Only 5 centuries. Nice, young, cool. Definitely not a very old, cool. Yep, more white area detected, more white area detected. I need to lower the... Wow, some of these are incredibly stuffed the way I made them. There's an easy way to fix this. Oil the extra line. Align with it. On the top. Dude. Ooh. Now we have to cut a little bit more. The furry bits go. Okay. This is good enough. This looks like one of them worms, right? More or less? More or less? Less or more? Less, more? Yeah. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, one or two. Erasing all this. Oh. Ugh. Oh, it's just putting a mask. It's putting an artificial mask. Dude, like, convert the copy to a raster layer and just fucking erase it. I like when you need infinite scaling at this stage of the development. That's too big though for what that make? Itty bitty bits. Not that big. Ooh, that works. I think a little bit more, one at the end, and one or two more in the bodies. right about here in the body. Whole body, all pale, and that'll work out. Let's give ourselves like a little coat. But I don't want to give myself a coat. Mahanten was a bitch and a half to do for this one. Koizetsu said, not Koizetsu said. You know. We're just gonna make sure that's. We'll just redo that top for her hair. Can I draw that on the body layer? Yeah, I drew that on body like a fucking. Whoops. Okay, now it's the top color. Wait, doing our koi color like this. I don't like that. I don't like that at all, actually. Go lighter. Bottom. What color though? Nope. That also looks pretty terrible. Damn, I think I might actually have to do fucking haunted color over some part of my body. Oh no. Gosh. Hmm. Yeah, I think I might do this like this. Classic body color. Like little fancy pattern. Like a big splotchy boy on the back. That could work. Another mark at the bottom. Yeah, well, that looks good. Do we do a content pattern then? But at this point, we just do a cloth, right? We just do a little like the floppy cloth on top, like a little sleeve, a little cape. Like it does improve my color variety. I'll tell you if I do that. Fucking lame. You know what? That's a problem for future Koi. He'll fucking figure that out on his own. File. One Koi. Time to delete all the extra labels. Boom. Oh, I'm yawning. Damn, I was saying, it's not even that far into the day. Am I just like having some weird exhaustion waves? That's not. It's not good. Yeah, boy, Clip Studio Paint and Live 2D don't mix like oil and water. Where's my files to drag in? Oh, step 2. Actually capture the fucking video of the screen you're using now. You idiot. Wow, I am not forgetful. texture out of this form. You know, let's just get these locking layers down properly. Have these things. ID. Clip ID. Boom. And as you can see, this is already working out. I have to eyeball here to have this. Up down to the. Oh, what? Boom. Warm. Warmalicious. Oh, my back. It's. Oh, I need a little bit of energy. Give me some gel veins. I need them. Good job. Lemon, lime, cotton candy. Root beer. I fucking love mango. Love me some good root beer in general, but like a jelly bean as root beer, ooh. Good candy, delicious root beer flavor. Kind of all I'm asking for sometimes, you know what I mean? And now we need to start rigging these. I mean, this one we kind of actually need to complicate. Manually rig. We're also just going to disable the projecting so we can get this. Help that. Auto connect. One of my favorite tools. And now we rename. Up. This one needs a little bit as well, but not too much because it's flop around for the most. This one literally doesn't need too much though. Auto connect. I feel like it's hard to make this part exciting. This is just a lot of like back and think. Sort of right on the border here. Rid of one of these. Nope. This. Hmm. Hold on a sec. I used to know this hotkey. Is it not? Is this another fucking thing the free version doesn't have? B. That's weird. God, it's been a while since I've used this fucking program. When I first picked it up, I thought it would be very nice to learn as a skill you could use to make a little bit of side cash, and then it turned out no one ever wants to buy live 2D stuff. I was like, oh, here's a... Because I'm poor. I was like, well, you have to have the thing of like make more money. Like, well, I guess I'm just gonna have made two models for actually no. I guess not Koizetsu will have made one model for one dude. Other than that, it turns out it's basically a who knows who market for. I know one person I know who needs something, but I'm not sure I can do like what they need, level of quality they want. Do it on a budget, which isn't the thing. Live and you learn. Things I've learned my long koi life. Getting in on things early matters a lot, and sometimes there's a lot of curve meeting you can't get through. Try to jump into some stuff later. Quite unfortunately, you're facing up against people who spend their entire life doing it, trying to get in. As good as you think you are at jumping in on some stuff, you're just not as good as you will. Some people have spent more years than you could possibly have imagined learning skills and getting better at skills, and trying to jump in and compete later in. It basically feels like a fool's errand. Heard. Tap the motivation you have. Oh, and were we supposed to make the eyes shadow it different? Separately. Whatever, it'll work out. It'll work. And by that, I mean I'm going to go and open up Live 2D Cubism again. I'm just gonna paint again. I'm gonna reload the paint file as I did with it. One extra freaking file name on it. Okay. Eyes, my white, and Boom. Maybe from Koi 2, Photoshop document, Photoshop documents. That out. Here, go to my file, drag the thing. I spoke ahead of myself, gotta drag back on the file, gotta. I got the eye shade, which we're in the priority queue. Have it completely locked down on dye white. And also have to. Yeah, it works. And we gotta just fucking manage this as well. God, I love how Live 2D has so many hotkeys I can easily use. It sure makes my life easier knowing that there's infinite amount of hotkeys I can use to do things. Let's just do auto. Not like this sort of shape, does it? Boom. Producted function. This part is gonna just actually be a massive pain in the ass. Oh god, yeah. No, I think this might be time to pull up a video on my screen number 2. Emergency secondary thing open up. Good YouTube. What's my feed lately about things I want to watch or kind of want to know? Something went wrong with YouTube. Right? The time hole down the rabbit hole. There's a bunch of stuff I can't. What? There's a new ZP called ZP, or they're called full ramblematics because he's no longer on the escapist, is he? Always good watch. Never finished the No Man's Sky video. So where's the? I remember I had one I was interested in showing y'all, but I don't. Has he deleted video? Yeah, where's the art theft? Yeah, hold on a second. Where is? How is it? Huh. Yeah. Property. Let's go. What the?
As we should know by now, video game culture has never been great at naming genres at the best of times. I mean, this was the world that brought us adventure game to mean games where you rub random inventory items on everything like a blind raccoon in a recycling facility. But in my opinion, one of gaming parlance's rare triumphs in recent years has been the term movement shooter, to refer to any shooter, right, where you have to do a lot of moving around. How superbly elegant. What a shame I'm only drawing attention to it now. I'm absolutely bloody sick of the fucking things. Fun though it was when Doom 2016 kicked off the nostalgia wave for 90s style shooters, there's currently enough of them on Steam to clog a baleen whale's dentures. But the cultural vogue is constantly adapting, and that's presumably why with Robocop Rogue City, developers Teon are pioneering a new interesting counterpoint to the movement shooter, namely the plod around like you've got tea trays strapped to each foot and 2 pounds of rapidly cooling shit threatening to leak out the legs of your underpants shooter, or to use its original name, Gears of War. These are the same devs who brought us Terminator Resistance, and before that a list of shovelware titles as long as Mrs. Slenderman's left tit, but who seem to have now found their niche, adapting nostalgic 80s sci-fi properties into basically okay shooters that get oddly well received just because people are surprised they managed to stand up by themselves without their kneecaps popping off like champagne corks. And why not? Who says film adaptations need to be timely? It's the age of streaming after all. Someone's always watching Robocop somewhere.
Wait,
Why
hold on,
kill
when
yourself to
did
get your multicolored
Robocop come
gnome
out?
fighting simulator out at the
When
same time as Trolls
did that
4
come out?
Any Trolls a Goal when shit like Robocop is never not going to be relevant? And you know why that is? Because walking into a room full of gun-toting stereotypical 80s punks
Oh my
and
god, it was
standing there
fucking
smiling
2014.
amiably as they waste
Actually, a
hundreds of
decade
rounds on their
ago.
impenetrable metal
For a
shell before
why.
calmly popping all their skulls in systematic order from left to right speaks to a lot of cathartic fantasies, as well as being a great universal metaphor for everything from being hate mobbed on Twitter to participating in a Bukkake shoot. And you know what? It is fun. It reminds me of playing those old arcade shooters like Virtua Cop, where you mostly just stood on your big fat donut storage facility and picked off dudes as they popped up like whack-a-moles. And it's more than just the sheer bubble wrap catharsis of clogging the ceiling fans with disembodied mohawks. There's still the challenge of keeping an eye on your health, strategic use of Robocop brand Estus flasks, and maneuvering your thunderous metal thighs behind cover when things actually get hairy. And that's all you need to do, really. Don't worry too much about outwitting the enemy AI. If they had any sense at all, they'd have stuck with remedial school. So the basic combat is a very effectively solid core for everything else to dance around, and fuck me does Rogue City have a lot dancing around it. Most of which is lame, stupid, or pointless, but the core's solid, so who cares? It's just like using a carousel to dry some embarrassing laundry. For example, Robocop could equip a variety of secondary guns that the enemies drop, but almost none of them are better than the default infinite ammo burst pistol, so it's a complete waste of effort. That's one silly but ultimately harmless pair of damp knickers for a start. There's also a skill tree system wherein the branches that give you more health or the somewhat essential ability to dodge faster than a beached killer whale being rolled by a slightly above average sized wave are given equal prominence to the branch that lets you acquire more niceness points in the half-baked choices matter system that has about as much significant impact as a cheeky slap upon the bum of a beached killer whale. That's a dangling oversized bra on a fiberglass horse's face. Oh, and there's an actually rather inventive upgrade system where you rearrange chips with different connectors on a variety of different motherboards to access different stat boosts while avoiding debuffs. Nice little idea if you don't mind taking a break from the hardcore shooting to play Private Dream on your phone for a few minutes. But it too never has much significant impact on one's ability to point at a drug dealer's head and turn it into a little red shower of chunky meat like the piñata at my dog's birthday party. It is very cute. I want to pinch Robocop's little cheek and jiggle it till it makes a sound like a metal mixing bowl being cleaned with a chamois leather, because it's totes adorbs the way Robocop Rogue City thinks it's a real game. It's trying so gosh darn hard with its accurately modelled likenesses of the original actors that animate so awkwardly you can practically hear the squeaking of gears as their mouths flap up and down. And then there's the plot. It takes place after Robocop 2 but before Robocop 3. And I apologise for forcing you to devote precious brain cells to the canon of the fucking Robocop movies for a minute. The gangs of Detroit are all getting really excited about some bloke obliquely titled The New Guy in Town and are hoping he'll eat at their cafeteria table and be their best friend. So they're all doing huge crimes in the hopes of getting his attention that Robocop and pals have to deal with. Maybe they're doing a The Bachelor-style reality TV show for crime lords, because when we meet the dude, it kind of seems like just a random prick who enjoyed Alan Rickman's performance in the movie Die Hard so much he modelled his fucking life on it. We progress through a slightly wonkily told story that switches between linear sequences of buildings full of dudes to shoot and more open-ended levels where we have to listen to NPCs drivel on about their stupid fucking problems before some excuse is contrived for going to a building full of dudes to shoot, interspersed with trips to the police station where we can either go straight to the next actually fun part of the game or pause for some suffocatingly pointless side quest where Robocop goes around getting everyone to sign a get well soon card, and that's not the facetious exaggerated example it sounds like, but at least it lets you
do you actually have to do that?
effort that went into accurately modelling the police station so it looks like it did in the films. I wonder if that's that's down to Taeon's genuine affection for Robocop or a complete lack of trust in their own ability to come up with stuff, which might be fair considering their last big original property was 101 Dino Pets 3D. Still, as I say, they found their niche. They adapted established IP as faithfully as possible to let the nostalgia do the heavy lifting and attach it to a game that's exactly as good as it needs to be and no better. It's a perfectly competent headshot gallery whose only significant evolution comes when the enemies start wearing helmets, and all you have to do then is start aiming for their bollocks instead, which is a paradigm shift of a kind. Para-something shift at any rate.
This week's Fully Ramblematic is sponsored by Stream 6, where every game is a shared adventure. Stream 6 is...
Oh yeah, they have to do these ads now because they're like completely self-funding. I hope they do well. Unfortunately, I can't financially support them at the moment, but I do hope they do succeed. Why the hell is my subtitles
like in June? Rivers, walking sentinels, hacking. So sophisticated that light diffracts through the atoms. They had to redevelop the whole periodic table to make it work.
What?
Even Elon Musk was hyped for it. 2 years go by. It's early 2016, and that hype train is really moving now. Perhaps one of the biggest in video game history. Reddit was shoveling most of the gamer fuel. Skeptics and naysayers are treated as ballast and thrown from the carriage doors. Pre-orders open, and they are doing very well. The date is booked in. Some are even taking the day off work. So much hype there is that... Uh-oh. Jason Schreier of the soon-to-be-defunct Kotaku is about to spoil the party. He announces a delay. From June 2016 to August.
Oh my god.
It's very funny he says soon to be defunct Kotaku because they're still not defunct yet.
They said.
They still exist. I don't know why, but they do.
Right. A week later, the delay is officially announced. Ooh, sorry lads, we need more polish, said Sean in his usual accent. To that, Sean received some death threats too, by the way, although he didn't take them as seriously or go to the police. Yet.
Sometimes foreshadowing is relatively obvious.
But the impatient crowd relaxed a bit and said, fine, we will wait. But we expect a level of polish no man has ever seen. Speaking of waiting, Shadow Man here. Have you heard of Raidy Shady? My wife died in a plane crash. Hey, let's get serious for a moment. Raid isn't just a game with 15 million downloads in the last 6 months. It's a
God, it's fucking amazing that Raid's still going these days, I'll be honest.
Play Raid differently. Achieve your dreams. I'm sorry, sir. You've contracted Raids. That's good. Congratulations, it's Gorgorb of the Undead Horde.
My life for Nezu.
You've just collected one of over 400 champions.
Weirdly hard.
Why, hello there. Have you heard about the online RPG PvP? It's extremely well reviewed on the Play Store. Oh, you remind me of my wife. Raid is more than just a game. It's a reassuring pat on the back from your dad. It's a warm bowl of soup on a cold night.
What?
It's one last dance at your wife's funeral. If you haven't played in the arena yet, I'm gonna break into your house. You're all getting Raid for Christmas, kids. Yay! And if you download now, kids, using the link in the description below, you can get an extra 50k silver and an epic champion. Wow, you're the best dad ever. Wait, Mum's dead?
Raid Shadow Legends.
Ad over. So let's talk about the team in charge of all that polishing. It's small. Tiny. In fact, I haven't been able to find a smaller team behind a AAA release. All of these expectations are on the shoulders of just 6 people, expanding to a team of 15 by the end of production.
Oh god.
July. It's just a couple of weeks until the release date. Whatever the state of the game by now, however much it's finished, that's what's going out. The Hello Games team celebrates with this iconic image.
The quintessential soy face.
They're exhausted. Look at what video game production does to a man.
God, what's wrong with your face?
Nonetheless, they continue, working on the day one patch, and... uh-oh. Sean, if your game isn't coming out for another 2 weeks, then why is there a box copy on eBay? That's right, it's a leak. Someone broke the embargo and is selling early access to the highest bidder, and the bids start rolling in. It reaches $1,300 US.
Damn.
Sold to some guy with the Reddit handle Damien. He gets his hands on it and starts uploading footage to YouTube and Dailymotion. What the frick? Said Sean and Sony. Damien finished it a lot quicker than expected, but he gave it a decent review.
There are things I don't like, there are things I like, but at the end of the day, when I say to myself, what is this game supposed to be? This, what I'm looking at right here, this is what the game is supposed to be.
He noted a few problems, but said he was optimistic that they would be ironed out with the day one patch.
Hey! Blind faith.
Sean, it's another leak. Some retailers broke the official release date.
Motherfucker, man.
Journalists too.
Not allowed to fucking
and they
copy
started
paste
streaming
for
playthroughs
gluing
of the
here.
game.
Ah.
Sony tried to DMCA all these videos, but their aim was terrible.
Round of applause, everyone. We've officially become No Man's censored by Sony.
Our news story from earlier this week about No Man's Sky leaks has been hit with a copyright strike on YouTube.
They went bumbling around from platform to platform, just taking down any video that even talked about the leak or showed the trailer footage. But it was too late. The footage had people talking more skeptically about the game. Especially because there were no early review copies.
That's bad.
And it was looking like the weight of all these expectations had become too much. And the whole thing was about to give. Oh no. It's August. Everyone's here. We've all bought the game and we're fucking hyped. Here we go, lads. Oh dear lord, it isn't finished. Hello, Sean. It is me, the auditor of games. I used to work at an astronomy lab. Don't worry about that. It seems like you've made a lot of promises. Promises that you have not kept. Let's go through the checklist. Have you got any large-scale joinable space battles?
Nobody would want that.
Ringed planets?
No.
Fine. Well, at least let me play as a trader.
Some may call this junk. Me, I call them...
No.
Those sand planets from June look nice. Think I might... Please, Sean, there must be rivers.
No, it's not.
Animals interact with each other in the environment?
No.
Packs of walking sentinels, Sean.
No.
I'm literally crying right now. Should I even ask whether I can play as a space pirate?
A Captain Harlock reference, hey. Also, how?
No.
Odd from 2001, A Space
Factions with
Odyssey.
different attributes.
Good to be referencing a lot of stuff here.
Fly between star systems manually.
But nobody's actually done it yet.
If I can maneuver like in the trailer, I'll still be happy.
No.
Well, day-night cycles determined by the orbit of the sun.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
Land on an asteroid, radio chat, and name your ship, hacking, portals, all that stuff about the elements, Sean.
No.
This is not good, Sean. This is very not good.
And ironically,
Whoops.
the only bugs this game doesn't have are the butterflies in the demo.
Buried buildings, aggressive emojis, tractor beam malfunctions, animal husbandry, oil slick world, raining grass, retarded animals doing retarded things. Ship's interiors disappear, first-person mode as a gun. That's not how flying works. That's my only means of transportation, leaving the planet. Take off. Really take off. Holes in the map. Holes in my graphics card. Whole lot of nothing from down here. Textures bugging out, animals bugging out. Animals breakdancing. Look at these busy hands. Hello there. And a couple of unrequested ejector seats.
Okay, that's a lot of stuff. I get the picture. No wait, poor graphics rendering. Some can't even start the game. Frame rate issues, constant crashes. Major publications are having trouble playing the game on their machines. Even the best 1080 Ti's are stuttering. Alt-tabbing? That's a guaranteed crash. Desktop notifications? That's a crash. Playing the game? That's a crash. Changing options in the game without restarting? You'll get this. And if you got the pre-order version with the bonus spaceship, you might have a problem. Your special ship already comes with a hyperdrive inside it. Great, right?
Oh, right, I
No,
remember
because you have
this.
to craft it in order to finish the tutorial missions. And if you haven't finished the tutorial missions, you can't move
Yeah.
the star system. So whoops, until they patch it, you're stranded.
Yeah, that was a.
I give my kids
I know Team 4-Star
No
got
Man's
stuck on
Sky.
that one.
Ah, my ship's in bits! Okay, thank you.
Just a quick note about how high expectations were for this game and just how many people bought it on release, myself included. Over 750,000 purchases on Steam at launch. It's the single best-selling game on the PlayStation Store that month. And the large proportion of people who bought it in the hopes of playing with their friends, well, you're in for a surprise. This one is a literal game changer.
Is it even possible to meet up with your friends in No Man's Sky? The answer is absolutely yes. It's possible.
On multiple occasions,
Yeah,
Sean said
look,
it was
man really
definitely
overestimated how
in the
big the
game.
galaxy
Will
was
you
compared to
be able to
the
play with
speed
your
of which you could travel it.
Can you run into other people, other players on the game?
Yes. But then just before the release, Sean posted this cryptic tweet.
To be super clear, No Man's Sky is not a multiplayer game. Please don't go in looking for that experience.
Oh, what? So there's no multiplayer function. But then the next line contradicts that.
Because the chances of two players ever crossing paths in a universe this big is pretty much zero.
Oh, so it is multiplayer. You just have to overcome this finding each other hurdle.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Right? No, it's more confusing than that, because the box doesn't mention online play, just network features. And the collector's edition had its online play icon stickered over. So customers are going, which one is it, Sean? Just tell us if it has multiplayer or it doesn't have multiplayer. Sean wouldn't give any answers. But after hundreds of thousands of purchases, people soon took it upon themselves to find out. Despite the claims that it would be so improbable,
Chances that are incredibly rare, just because of the size and vulnerability.
on the very first day, two people noticed they were only 4 star systems from one another, and they met up on the same planet in a live stream. Oh dear.
Yeah.
Our streams are exactly lined up. If you go look at my stream, we're looking at the exact same area.
Yep, that's the same spot. And they can't see each other.
Yeah. I think this was the point where they data mined and found out the only player model is like a unicorn,
It's
or
not
like a monkey on a
multiplayer
unicycle.
Because it's just not fucking multiplayer. And this led to quite a revolt. What did Sean have to say about all this?
So amazing, 2 people found each other on the first day.
That has blown my mind.
So why can't we see other players in game?
Wow, so many of you playing.
Yeah, Sean, but what?
Truly amazing. My mind is blown.
So what's the game actually like then?
Is it any good? That is a difficult thing to say.
Well, it certainly is stylish and pretty, and there are a lot of places to explore. But that doesn't mean there's much to find. In fact, the game boils down to a very simple loop. Hold down the trigger to pick up resources, deal with a full inventory, get an upgrade, leave the planet, go to another planet. Hold down the trigger, deal with a full inventory, get an upgrade, leave the planet, go to another planet. Hold down the trigger, deal with a full inventory, leave the planet, go to another planet, deal with a full inventory, get an upgrade, leave the planet, go to another planet. That's it. $60, ladies and gentlemen.
Refuel your multi-tool, refuel your life support, refuel a separate part of your multi-tool that shoots bullets instead of the mining beam, refuel your launch thrusters. It's busy work that makes it look like you have something to do. It's not real.
How dare you?
What followed was one of the most dramatic crashes in player numbers in gaming history. Sales in the UK fell by 81% in the second week. Concurrent players on Steam dropped from 212,000 in August to just over 2,000 by September and fewer than 1,000 by October.
And what followed that was perhaps the biggest pylon in gaming history. Reviewers on YouTube panned the game.
Oh, for fuck's sake! You done fucked it up!
I had no hype, and I can tell you that, even without that disappointment, this game is hot garbage.
Has anyone coined Sean Mourinho yet?
Numerous times within the first 2 hours of the game, I kept saying, this is it, fuck this shit.
Reviewers in the media were almost as harsh.
Devastating realization that most of the crafting, combat, and other activities you do on and between those planets ranges between bemusing and outright bad.
The criticism was deafening. And a lot of it really funny and creative. Cat made a video that captured the sentiment of that day, and if you haven't seen it yet, you're missing out. So people are furious. The game is boring, and soon people discover that complaining about the game is actually more fun than playing it.
Wait, I'm now 3.5 hours into the tutorial, pretty much.
So they started complaining about it like they were grinding for an achievement.
This sucks. Fucking Minecraft in space.
Many people made compilations of all the unfulfilled promises. One guy on the subreddit
Okay, here,
compiled a big
Google.
list of all the missing features. Front page.
Pop up like that.
Got a defense for No Man's Sky? Enjoy your downvote. In fact, the entire No Man's Sky subreddit was in such disarray it had to be locked. So by the end of the month, Metacritic was like scrolling through a bowl of Cheerios. By October, it was one of the worst rated games on Steam, with an aggregate of mostly negative from more than 70,000 reviews. The outrage of the game was headline news for weeks on dozens of games news publications, and the price on eBay and Amazon and secondhand at GameStop was crashing through the floor. Please, no more. But the beatings had only just begun. The demo planet was data mined and found to be, of course, totally scripted and not randomly generated at all.
I've just got to pick one of these at random. If anything horrible goes wrong, just keep in mind that I've not been here before.
It wasn't some level that we built or something like that, even though I think it looks quite nice in places.
People watching this would wonder why you're showing this area again. Like, what's so special about demoing the game on this planet?
Oh, no, it's just a place that looks nice.
No, bad Murray.
I could have ended the demo with some, pre-scripted crazy thing that would happen. You know what I mean? The normal thing of like, and then a monster emerges from behind the mountains,
Oops.
People see what's going on with the game and feel lied to. This is false advertising, they say, and angry customers start scoping out a lawsuit.
Yeah, that was a pretty valid way to do it. I mean, like, literally did just lie constantly.
Too many complaints. We're going to investigate. But then soon after, the ASA cleared them of any legal wrongdoing.
Oops.
Technically, the only thing they're interested in is what's on the back of the box, what's on the store page, and what's on the Steam page. So it's technically not false advertising. But of course, technically not illegal doesn't mean much to an angry audience. October 28th, Hello Games Twitter is hacked. The hacker posts, "No Man's Sky was a mistake," and is shitting on the game in the replies. Turns out Sean didn't use two-factor authentication on his LinkedIn, and that's how they got in. They also sent discrediting emails to
bad, by the way.
which they knew would rile people up if published. Some people even show up to their offices to take photos and knock on the door, even at night and on the weekend. They posted empty pictures of the office, so naturally out of context, this started rumors that Hello Games simply took the money and ran. This in addition to numerous bomb and death threats during that period. Those ones Sean did have to take seriously.
Regular intervention from police and Scotland Yard and things like that.
And while Sony
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up though. Don't do that, guys. Don't bomb threat people over
Sony
shit like
president
this.
Shohei Yoshida admitted that Hello Games did not have a great PR strategy for No Man's Sky. The press took the ball with that one and ran. But despite all of this, all of the negative press, they were actually nominated for a couple of awards. But by this point, Murray and the other members of Hello Games were so downtrodden and so sure they weren't going to win that they opted to go elsewhere for dinner.
And the Innovation Award goes to No Man's Sky.
Yeah, that was funny. I saw that live. I was like, ooh, I guess I'll take it.
This lovely trophy going once.
Whoops.
I'm going to accept this on the behalf of Hello Games, and congratulations to them. And now I'm going to walk off stage like I planned that whole thing.
By this point, you've got to feel just a little bit sorry for them. And then what followed that was the final straw for many. No particular incident, but a lack of incidents. Silence. Over 3 months of not a damn word from No Man's Sky. Where are they? Where is my refund? Where is Murray? Shouted into the void. The game was over, and it was dead. The year is 2000 AD. Sean has just graduated from university and is headed into the big wide world. He rises up the ranks at a number of studios, eventually working as a technical lead for Black and technical director for Burnout 3. When Burnout's developer is bought by EA, he is in his late 20s. And he and 3 of his buddies decide to leave and start their own studio.
Line part is always like
Hello Game.
one of the tedious ones, but it's really rewarding when you do it right.
This was a risky venture.
So we'd done this
It always works out.
foolish thing of like quitting our jobs, and then we had to sit down and try and decide what the game was going to be.
Together they create their first title, Joe Danger. They work on this game day and night. In fact, even once they were arrested in their own office because the police thought they were there to rob the place, because who would be working at 11 p.m. on a Sunday night? But they had to work that hard. Like any startup, it was a huge financial and professional risk. They had no income. They were working in a tiny room above an old tile shop, living off savings. And to keep the project running, Sean even sold his house.
So we made a really tough and probably at the time seemed really foolish decision. It's kind of almost embarrassing for me to talk about. I sold my house and just basically went all in and funded what we were doing, which is not something I would recommend anyone else do.
But by June 8th, 2010, they had done it. The game was good, and they could breathe a sigh of relief because on the very first day it hit the PlayStation Store, they made their money back. 2 years later, Joe Danger 2 was released. It was not the commercial success they had hoped for, and they didn't want to just keep pumping out sequels. That was a trap big players in the industry had fallen into. In his spare time, Sean started working on a prototype for a procedurally generated game. They took another gamble and scrambled to get a trailer out in time to present at VGX 2013. So the project is official now, and the pressure is on. Around this time, Sean is also looking to start a family. Concurrent to all this development, he would go on to have 3 kids, so the weight of responsibility is really piling on. But their hard work will pay off, as they're finally going to have a chance for some R&R around Christmas.
They woke up to find their homes flooded, their cars submerged, and their plans for Christmas Day very much ruined.
Bad news. Rain. Rain and flooding in the south of England, right around the Hello Games office. They are completely inundated and they return from their holidays to find laptops floating around at waist height. But some good news, they hadn't lost any data. So they pull together. Soldier on. Development continues. So there they are, working in a damp office, and then ding dong. Ooh, who's at the door? It's Danish mathematician Dr. Johan Gerlis. He's seen the game, and he says, "They are using my super formula," in perfect English, and there is a potential for a lawsuit. Sean says they didn't, and he can prove it. So they have a meeting, and the claim is eventually dropped. Lawsuit evaded. So back to work, guys. Ding dong. It's Sky Television. They've seen the game.
You are infringing on our Sky trademark,
they said in perfect text-to-speech. They had succeeded in getting Microsoft to change SkyDrive to OneDrive, and they were about to give gamers No Man's 1 under threat of lawsuit. But this lawsuit didn't just go away. The threat loomed over them for the next 3 years, right up until the month before release. So they get back to work and ding dong. It's Sony, with some good news for once. We like a game, kid. We want to feature it front and center and make you a big star.
Yeah.
This could mean millions of dollars in additional revenue. They said, yeah. But along with it, a lot of press for this game would need to be done. Being a small team, they didn't have anyone for PR. They had their designers, they had their developers, and that was about it. So it's up to Murray.
Oops.
Sean's in his early 30s now. Not super young, but relatively young, and inexperienced for this type of media circuit. This deal with Sony put extra pressure on them. It set deadlines. It's not that it's Sony's fault, but they're locked in now with much less flexibility. So when May rolls around, and they have no option but to delay, even if they wanted to ask for an extra 6 to 12 months of development, which they really need, it's probably too much to ask for. So they extend from late June to August. Only 6 weeks. From here, you can predict what's going to happen to multiplayer and a bunch of other promised features. So here's how the hype happened. Scope of game. Time.
Really
And
hate
here's
not
the
being able to
line that
fucking
shows
copy
the
paste
reality
these.
of development. Progress is steady and ends in August 2016. Now here is the line of player expectations. It should start out here and follow along the purple, but the overhyping trailer comes out and puts us way up here. In this trailer, it features a bunch of things that Hello Games thinks they're capable of having in the game by 2016. That's the first big mistake. Then it's announced for PlayStation and it costs $60 and there's a collector's edition. Second, even bigger mistake. That puts us all the way up here. And I think this is the main problem, because price tags set expectations. For a $60 game, this was seriously barren and disappointing. Now, if they had put it out for $20 as an indie game or an alpha, no problem. But when they gave it the AAA treatment, people rightfully aligned their expectations with other games in that category. That is the main reason customers' expectations were so skewed. Then Murray went to interviews, exacerbating the problem. Every time he mentioned a feature in the game, even in passing, fans set their expectations to AAA heights for that feature. Now, some people think the interviews are the main problem. In my humble opinion, not so much. Most people never saw these interviews. It's not that rickety 12-foot ladder Sean's standing on that's the main problem. It's the 900-foot building he's perched it on in the first place. So the obvious solution here would be an official statement. Hey guys, look, don't expect a 10 out of 10. Expect more of a 5 out of 10. No, the publisher just sank an enormous investment of marketing and opportunity into the game.
What's wrong with you?
And that would be a huge middle finger to them. The publisher isn't going to make you hype the shit out of your game, but you can't talk it down either. So, he's kind of stuck up there. In some ways, during the interview, he tries to temper expectations, but it's limited.
Can you build a space station?
No.
But let's not gloss over the interviews. Sean is a technical guy. He's a developer. He's also the introverted type. And the big lights and the stuff on camera does not come naturally to him.
Is it super nerve-wracking to talk on stage at E3?
Yes. Yes, definitely. I personally find
I can't fucking remember how to use
going
glue.
on stage at E3 like the hardest thing I've ever done. That's something that I would have had in a nightmare before. You know what I mean? It's
Literally
that
the
kind of
hardest thing you've ever done?
Yeah.
Still, he stepped up and took interviews for his game from 2013 to 2016. And the main thing people wanted to hear about were the features.
Can you have more than...
So every planet...
Will there be wormholes?
Right.
At what point do you get points or anything?
From these interviews, people took Sean to be a liar, a Peter Molyneux or a chess club member out to sell his game at whatever reputational cost. But I think the truth is more complicated than that. Sean and the team are indie developers working on a new IP. Their project and plans are constantly in flux. They have no idea how large chunks of the game are going to look, especially not a couple of years out from release. And crucially, Sean doesn't understand that something mentioned in 2013, even said in passing, is going to be seen as a promise in the year 2016.
This is not how this glue's working out. I think it was just all manual.
The game,
Unfortunately.
for example, orbiting around the sun,
day has turned it out because the planet has actually rotated on its axis.
This originally was in the game, but it caused the player too much confusion. It kept being reported as a bug in the beta, and people left the planet and then returned to find everything different. But nonetheless, into the line compilation it goes. So while they're still essentially formulating the game, the media all want a piece of Sean and to report on features first. Conversely, Sean thinks the reporters might help him to temper down things by emphasizing that Hello Games is an indie studio. But that is not how journalism is done. This is how journalism is done.
Can you customize the look of your character?
Sort of.
Full customization confirmed in No Man's Sky. Periodic table to create atmospheric particles that would diffract light at just the right wavelength.
Who the fuck told you? The press kind of operates downstream from the community because things are click-driven as to what stories you get served and things like that. But a rumor would surface from Reddit straight to the front page.
There's all this hype, and the project has increased in scope dramatically and keeps increasing as the months go by until a point. They are close to the deadline and have to delay, and the reality of what they can achieve in the little time remaining is staring them in the face. They know they're not going to be putting out a finished game. They're worried. There's nothing more they can do. And the fear that they will disappoint the audience is growing on Sean and the team.
I worry about, disappointing people.
Upon release, all of these clips are seen as proof that Sean is a liar. And what doesn't help is his body language. I mean, it's kind of the body language of someone who is lying. And this is why I mentioned he's an introvert. Remember, he's a technical lead. Actually, a really good one. But not a salesman. Cut him just a little bit of slack, because this is simply how he talks. Here are some innocuous questions, and he answers them honestly.
Lead producers on No Man's Sky?
Yeah, I guess I'm a developer on it. I suppose the creator or something like that.
No, I really like making games. I don't necessarily love talking about making games.
I think you did a good job.
Even though you guys are very nice.
Mate, seriously.
Same body language. And Jesus Christ, they have him up on stage and in front of cameras and bright lights and on the goddamn Colbert Report. Try keeping your nerve on that. Nonetheless, free of that context, the clips have him cemented in the community as a liar. So the graph plays out right to release. And that graph, it's actually a track. And that track is what the hype train runs on. So it comes barreling up the hill. Instead of neatly pulling into the station, it comes crashing right through the roof. The disaster unfolds. They are absolutely shit on. So there were Sean and Hello Games, surrounded by the rubble of their former reputation. Punished Sean was at his lowest point, hated by the majority of the gaming community. But they were still alive, and they had made tens of millions of dollars. They were left with two choices. Take the money, start a new project, and be a pariah, a cautionary tale of the industry and hated by the gaming community forever. Or pick themselves up, get back to work, and with potentially no profit motive, finish the game.
It allowed me to do something that I've always done in difficult times, whether it was crappy bosses that I've dealt with before or crappy situations at school growing up. I got my head down, I sat in front of a computer, and I made games, which is what I enjoy.
They picked number 2. So, here's the plan. The team is assigned to fixing bugs and the most obvious problems. Go. Sean tells the team to stop reading all the overwhelmingly negative feedback on the game, and he reroutes all of it to his personal devices. Emails, forum posts, Google News alerts, player feedback, it's all going directly to him now. Then he starts breaking that down into data sets. People who haven't bought the game, people who have bought it and played it for 100 hours, people who have returned it, etc.
Yeah, okay.
Then he starts
This shit looks good. This looks good.
complaints into usable
What do
data,
we do next?
focusing on the people with the most sincere experience of the game. Then we start making a big laundry list of all the things that need adding and prioritizing. First thing to fix is that full inventory. Then community mod support. Then a third thing, etc., etc. This is going to take an enormous amount of work to pull off, and they're not going to make the same mistake twice. So they would need to sharply adjust their PR strategy. Anything they said right now, an admission of guilt,
I've made a severe,
would be met with criticism. Denial, it's not that bad, would be met with criticism. Corporate speak, well, we endeavored to make the best game we could and we are proud of what we have, would be met with criticism. Half of the problems have been caused by speaking too much. So they were going to do a complete 180. Instead of adding more fuel to the fire, instead of accidentally promising fixes that might also not be delivered, they wouldn't speak to the press again.
Female traits you're talking about, I'd say that's a generalization, but you...
They were going to speak to the community directly from now on. So they told the audience they were working on it and went completely silent. 1 day passed. No word. 2 days. A week. Have you heard from Hello Games? They just had this disastrous release. Nope, haven't seen them. I hope they're working on the game. 2 weeks. Dude, are you working on this thing? Just ignore them, just work. 3 weeks. Okay, what the fuck is going on?
WTF, it's locked.
A month. They took the fucking money and ran, didn't they? Didn't say anything, it's not gonna help. 2 months. 3 months. By now, most people were convinced that the game was abandoned. They had made their money. It's all over. Then, after over 100 days of absolute silence, a tweet. Foundation. The first big patch.
Okay, this looks good.
It is me, Sean. No, go away, Sean. I am mad at you. It has been too long. But I bring you gifts.
This accent sucks. It brought base building, new game modes, farming, camps, and freighters, as well as a lot of bug fixes.
You will have to try harder than that,
start doing the
Sean,
other stuff.
to win my love back.
Like moving the head.
It still fell well shy of the promised game. Too little, too late. So Sean left, returned to his team, and got back to work. A few more months went by, and then another tweet. Pathfinder.
What do we have here?
What the fuck?
Oh, it's you, Sean.
I bring you online base sharing, own multiple starships, starship specialization, multi-tool specialization and classes, permadeath modes, vehicles you can drive around in, and create racetracks for them too with time trials. Look at this.
Okay, that's pretty good, but I'm still mad, and there's still a ton promised that isn't in the game yet.
So Sean went away once more. A few more months went by. Knock, knock.
Oh, it's you, Sean. What is it now?
I bring you an overhaul to the storyline. New worlds, crashed freighters, space combat, terrain editing, portals, procedural mission system, interstellar trading, and joint exploration. By now, people were really starting to warm to No Man's Sky again, and to Hello Games.
The game has in many ways exceeded what was promised.
It's a substantially better game now.
No Man's Sky is back, baby!
People saw this was an honest effort to fix the game, and the number of employees working on it was growing, from a studio of 15 to 25. Sean Murray and Hello Games social media also started becoming more active and engaging with the audience. The subreddit was flourishing once more. The price of the game secondhand on Amazon, eBay, and GameStop was going up. Then a few more months went by. Next, a really big patch.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Holy shit! I just got goosebumps.
To be super clear, No Man's Sky is not fuck that. Here's the full and proper multiplayer experience. Ringed planets, third-person mode, character customization, a galactic atlas on an external website for the community, vast overhauls to base building and crafting and resources, and it also brought the game to Xbox In fact, with the release of Next in July 2018, No Man's Sky was the 6th top-selling console game for the month. It climbed its way back into Steam's top
We're
10.
making some moves.
It reached nearly
Eyebrow
100,000
movement.
concurrent players. It brought another $24 million across all platforms. Their Steam rating went from mixed to very positive. People were getting back on board in a big way, but they weren't done yet. Better creatures, weird underwater shit, discoveries in bases and environments and equipment, and it keeps going. New biomes, more diversity, archaeology, more things to discover. By now, Sean and the gaming inspector, personification of the gaming community, had literally patched things up and were making out on the couch. Which was when he released his biggest patch to date of this video. Oh my god, dude! Free VR support. Not a whole other game you have to pay for, like some titles. Overhauls to NPCs, tech trees, base building, streamlined multiplayer, ride animals around. All sorts of stuff that was never promised in the first place. And they're still adding more stuff.
Someone at Valve, who was a fan of the game, said to me, what you do now is more important than what you say. There's only one thing that's credible, and that's your actions.
In fact, I was so slow to get this video out that they put out another patch the other day, with ship salvaging, ship upgrading, more advanced terrain editing, first-person exocrafts, improved VR, improved base building and inventory management, and quality of life stuff. It goes on. Is it perfect? Technically, there are still things on this spreadsheet missing. But come on now, we're starting to nitpick. Especially when you compare them to relationships with other games companies. They could have gone the route of Fallout 76. Paywall mods with Fallout First, charging a monthly fee, a downward spiral more and more into pay-to-win scraps released without QA testing. But instead, they never added pay-to-win. They never added microtransactions or paid DLC. They never made VR as a second game. They didn't give up on the game or scale their resources back to do it. They didn't come out and call all gamers entitled. They didn't add loot boxes. They didn't start
Which
work
was
on the
such a
next big project
ballsy
or
move to
sequel.
make when
They
that
didn't
fucking
do much
when
of
those guys made
anything
it.
Except get back to work. And just like that, the game once panned by critics now had awards rolling in.
Your developed star 2019, No Man's Sky, Sean Murray.
No Man's Sky next.
No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky's next.
No Man's Sky.
And to cap it all off, the subreddit No Man's Sky the Game even got together and pooled money for a GoFundMe to have a billboard installed near the Hello Games offices. It must have been a harrowing moment for Sean and the team. They took a huge risk to start a small studio. They clawed their way up to create one of the most notable games of the console generation. Disappointed pretty much everyone with the release, and took one of the biggest online beatings in video game history for it.
As a family, post-release, we faced some really difficult challenges. Everything that you can imagine from like the worst of the internet, we hit.
But then over the course of the next 3 years, completely turned it around and came out the other side with a win. It's the underdog story. And after doing all of this research, I couldn't help but come to the conclusion that they were the good guys. So what is the future for Hello Games? In 2017, they announced Hello Labs, a support program focused on original titles and games using procedural generation. Two of the team also branched off to work on a small title called The Last Campfire. But for the foreseeable future, they're just working on No Man's Sky. Alright, I didn't want to finish the video on like a big sepia. So, this is the end of the story, but there's still another few minutes. Don't leave, it's not an ad. Okay, in 2015, when the hype was at its peak, someone wrote a Sean Murray erotic fanfiction, and naturally, I assumed that you lot would want to see it. So, here it is. My evening interview at Hello Games. I arrived at the Hello Games office in the early evening as the sun was approaching the horizon. Taking a deep breath.
Have I ever mentioned that some people on the internet need to be less on the internet?
The door opened, and Sean poked his expressive face
Oh
out
my
to greet me.
god. But I do We ain't doing that.
Although dramatized, the following is a true story. Although dramatized, the following is a true story.
God.
Stockholm,
This is a weird
December
fucking story.
22nd, 2000. Gentlemen, the Swedish National Museum. 90,000 square feet of priceless artwork. Only 2 roads in and out. The police will be ready. Walking away with the goods won't be easy.
Smash and grab job, huh?
Not quite. First things first, a distraction. At exactly 4:55 p.m., 5 minutes before the museum closes, we blow up 2 cars outside the Grand Hotel and the Strand. Naturally, fire trucks and police will be dispatched.
What about the guards in the building?
Only one. And he'll be busy ushering everyone to leave. Now, we get ourselves armed and approach. Meanwhile, 2 of us are already inside waiting for the signal. Once you hear those explosions, put on your balaclavas and take out guns.
Get on the floor. Don't move. So the standard disarm the guards and get everyone on the floor.
That's right. Then one of you stay in the lobby while the other 2 make your way upstairs and into the gallery. Now remember, gentlemen, no browsing. We're here for 3 paintings in particular. Conversation with the Gardener and Young Parisian by Renoir and a self-portrait by Rembrandt.
So how do we crack the safe?
Oh, no, it was multiple
safe.
players, wasn't
No
it?
security cameras or alarms.
Oh, God. Okay.
Wire cutters are all we need.
Amateurs.
We bag the goods and bust out the front door.
And we're just supposed to walk out of there with the 3 paintings and not get stopped?
Yep.
Won't take the police long to catch up.
That's what I'm counting on. A little surprise I prepared earlier. And from there it's an easy walk to the docks where we've got a boat ready. We skim around the waterfront and down the labyrinthine canals of Stockholm and make a beeline for Mälar Lake. Then we dock in a quiet area and make it on foot back to the road.
Let me guess, you already have a car waiting.
Of course. We drive back to the city, get back to HQ, paintings in hand. And congratulations, boys. We've just robbed the Swedish National Museum for an estimated $30 million.
Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum.
And that's exactly how all of it played out. The next day, the police had cleaned up the torched cars, and they were questioning staff, getting any clues they could about the suspects. They didn't have any faces. They didn't have any DNA evidence. It was a professional job, and there was very little to go on. Until someone came forward. A witness. An old man. I was working on the river when I saw 3 lads speed off out of the area in an orange boat. Did you get a good look at him? No, but they seemed suspicious, so I followed him. Followed him right through the canals, into the Mälar. And right to the shore, where they parked their vessel and abandoned it. It's very Swedish. Can you show us where on the map? So the police sent out a couple of cars and found the boat. Here it is. Nothing inside. No paintings, detective. Damn. What about the registration? Nothing, sir. Well, I guess the only thing we can do is
Damn, am
pull
I
out
getting
a
rusty
picture of the
already?
boat and ask
Yep.
the public for help.
You don't use a bit of you don't use a bit of your knowledge
they
for a
published
little bit of
pictures of
time,
the
and it
boat in
already
the local
flops out of your
newspaper
brain. Oh,
and asked people to come forward with information. The next day.
no, it's concentric layers, isn't it?
Oh, it's my boat. The boat owner paid the police a visit. I'm Pa Lundmark, and that's my boat. What happened? We'll ask the questions. Well, I just sold the thing last week to 3 chaps who looked a bit suspect. Did you get their names? Afraid not, sorry. Although, when I sold the boat to them, they asked if they could use my trailer to transport it. And? Well, I said yes, but only if they gave me their phone number for safety. Well, have you still got it? Yep, here it is. I wrote it on the back of the receipt. And this is where everything unraveled for the thieves. Because despite all of this Ocean's 11 style bullshit, they had used their real phone number. So police looked up the number and everyone they had called. We've got a match. The number was connected to a gang of petty thieves. They were not big-time criminals. They had done small stuff like car thefts, drug peddling, and so on. They were not criminal masterminds. This thread of evidence led to 2 men serving sentences in a minimum security prison 10 miles from Stockholm. A Russian named Alexander Petrov and a Swedish national named Stefan Nordstrom. But wait, these men were behind bars. They have an airtight alibi, right? Well, turns out they are considered low-risk prisoners, which means they are allowed weekend furloughs.
Fuck, how do you stack?
Essentially, they're just doing jail as a day job. And while good boy Petrov had returned from his weekend away, Nordstrom had not. So police went to work searching Nordstrom's empty cell. Aha! Lo and behold, Nordstrom had been doing a bit of light reading. Collections of newspaper clippings from past art heists. Very subtle. On top of that, Nordstrom had reportedly been visiting a bunch of auction houses in the area. They were clearly the painting bandits. Now, here's the thing about art thievery. It's a difficult game. Unlike jewelry or other valuable goods, you can't just offload these anywhere. You need a buyer who has a lot of cash and is willing to take a huge risk themselves. Possession of stolen property is a crime, and they wouldn't be allowed to keep the paintings if word ever got out. So essentially, they had $30 million in unsellable goods.
So, what do we do?
Oh, we could sell it to a billionaire in China.
Okay, do you know any?
No.
Yeah, I thought so. So shut the fuck up and think of something better.
Why don't we just ransom it back to the museum?
Oh my
That's
god,
not
right,
the
that was their
worst
fucking
idea
plan,
in the
wasn't it?
world.
December 28th, 2000, 6 days after the robbery. Petrov's lawyer approaches the police station. Hello. Yes, hello. I am here on behalf of my client, and acting as an intermediary. We have your paintings. Go on. I am here to negotiate it safely to your return. For a modest sum. Interesting tact. This is, of course, completely illegal. Lawyers can't just negotiate ransoms for their clients. Got any proof you have the paintings? Right here. The attorney then revealed hostage-style photos of the stolen art, complete with that day's newspaper. Right. So who are these clients of yours? Can't say. Lawyer-client confidentiality and all that. Right. Well, let me just have a chat with my supervisor. The police feigned interest, but there was no way they were going to pay a ransom when they could simply catch the guys. So instead, they stalled and placed a surveillance team on Petrov for the next time he met with his attorney. A couple of days later, that meeting took place. And surprise, surprise, they're not alone. Nordstrom had turned up as well. Wait for it.
See you soon. Take care.
Now, go. The police moved in on Nordstrom.
What the? No, I'm innocent.
Save it for the judge. What do we have here?
Those aren't mine.
In a moment of sheer genius, Nordstrom had decided to bring with him a bag filled with Polaroids of the stolen paintings.
Yeah, that
Is this how
was.
you get your kicks. I'm gonna be sick.
What a fucking genius here,
Later,
man.
the
Like,
lab
they knew
found
what they were
Petrov's
doing, they
fingerprints
hacked everything, it was
over
all according to
With
plan.
this evidence, they obtained a warrant to raid a cellar that the gang frequented. Look everywhere. They may have left the subtlest of clues. Anything that can even give us a scrap of... Detective? Here's a date book literally showing all of the details of the heist, including all of the co-conspirators. Nice work, Detective. Thanks, Detective. Hey, do you know what time it is? Is it... It's time for a montage. In all, police arrested and charged 13 for the heist. Nordstrom received 6.5 years.
Body.
Petrov received 8.
Spieß.
3 others were given between 2 and 4 years for accessory, and 3 more men received sentences for up to 4 years for receiving stolen goods, and 5 more were accused and subsequently acquitted. One of them included Petrov's criminal lawyer, who was charged for accessory to attempted extortion for his involvement in putting forward the ransom note. Well,
Body on the same.
we got the bad guys. But there was a problem. They hadn't recovered any of the paintings. They had searched the cellar top to bottom, the homes of the criminals. They had questioned all of them, and no one was giving up the goods.
So theoretically, what we need to do here is big old elbow slam.
What is it, honey? Is it the paintings again?
I just can't stop thinking about it. They're out there somewhere.
Just come back to bed.
No. I think I'll go for a walk. Couldn't sleep either. No time. Rumors are circulating that Renoir's The Conversation is going up for sale. Count me in, Detective.
Come on.
I just have to get suited up. You're gonna need something a little less official. We're going undercover. Ad time. Okay, quick hypothetical. Let's say you were single, and I also happen to be single, and we were browsing the web together, right? And then you said, "Oh, let's go on this website." Would you let me use NordVPN? Okay, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not being serious. Although, okay, you're drowning, right? And I rescue you, and you don't have a boyfriend. And I'm like, oh no, I have to give you mouth to mouth, or you'll die, right? You'll die. And I don't know how. And I want to Google it. But I'm worried about my data falling into the wrong hands. Could I use NordVPN then for 70% off? No, wait. Okay, we're in the Amazon forest, and we're like walking together. Not too close, obviously. And a snake bites you. Oh my god. And I have to suck out the poison. But then I remember watching this documentary, right? And it was on like snake bites and stuff. And I'm going to watch it again, and I'm going to save your life. Oh my god, it's region locked. Would you mind if I slipped in a little NordVPN? Not even for 70% off? No, I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing. Could you imagine though if I use NordVPN right now? Like for real? No, I'm not going to use it right now. I'm not. It's dumb. But like, no one's around. If I was to use NordVPN, no one would know. No, wait, where are you going? I mean, look, wait. NordVPN lets you use 6 devices on one account. You can use one of mine. Your boyfriend won't know. Like, watch this. I just type in nordvpn.com/incognito and I get 70% off a 3-year plan and it's done. Where are you going? I can treat you better and keep your data safe with NordVPN. Oh my god. Wouldn't have happened if you got NordVPN. Ad over. Swedish police set up an undercover agent to infiltrate the ring and to buy the Renoir. The detective would be posing as a representative for an interested buyer who was standing by. But they'd need confirmation that the painting was the real deal.
Okay, that's a good flop.
That's him. Art thief?
Yes. Are you the buyer?
That's me. I represent a very wealthy and very interested client. But of course, before we can start negotiating, I need to know that we're talking about the real deal.
All right, mate. Come with me.
The undercover agent followed one of the men into the bathroom.
Okay. What do you think?
That's quite something.
Come on.
My client will be very pleased.
Okay. What do you say to 200k?
That sounds acceptable. In fact, it's quite low. My rich buyer probably would have paid a lot more even.
Whoa. Fantastic. Yes. Hey, get in.
They both washed their hands and exited the cafe. Seconds later, police came screeching around the corner, sirens blazing. Sorry, fellas, it was me the whole time.
Who?
Oh, right, we've never met before. Well, book 'em, boys.
Guys, again.
You fucking mug! Fuck you! I'm gonna fucking take you down to Chinatown!
They had done it. Partially. They had retrieved one of the 3 paintings, and they had a bunch of new leads. The cops rounded up even more members of the gang, among them Alexander Sasha Lindgren and an Iraqi, Baha Khadum, as well as 3 of his brothers. Now, remember these lads, we'll be coming back to them. But even though they rounded up all these guys, only one man would have charges against him that would stick. The rest walked. And there were still 2 pieces of art out there.
What are we watching? Internet historian talking about art.
Los Angeles, 4.5 years later. Downtown LA. The FBI are working on a routine case. It's a drug bust with some Bulgarians. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Until they heard something unusual.
Yeah, so we've got Renoir's young Parisian for sale.
Is that code for something? Are they human trafficking? Chief, I believe it's that painting that was stolen from the Swedish National Museum a few years back.
Yeah, we want to get it out of the city.
Sounds like it's going to be on the move soon. No one's going to take our credit. We're the FBI, damn it. Infallible. Pillars of competence. So they ramped up surveillance. The Bureau intercepted a call from one of the gang's higher-ups.
Almost popped up my menu that's making me
Boris
unable to edit things at the moment.
It's time for a good old-fashioned stakeout. The FBI waited outside Kostov's home until they saw him load up a small, painting-sized package into his car's trunk.
Yeah, we got it. I told him to be careful. Should be 8 pairs of rips.
We're going in. Get down, get the fuck down. The FBI swarmed. Kostov surrendered. We've got it, Captain. Haha, the big prize. FBI wins again. So they opened the bag and found dry cleaning. Yes, really. Shit. Arrest him anyway, boys. So they pull Kostov in. Okay, I'll be good cop, and you also be the good cop, because people like it when you're nice. Good thinking, Captain. Look, here's the thing. You surprised us with the laundry. Those whites. Very white, by the way. I'd like to know who you use. But the thing is, we've been tailing you for months, and we know about the drugs. And that's the bigger deal anyway.
Oh yeah, you got any evidence?
Yeah, all of this. The overwhelming amount of evidence means Kostov is definitely going to be found guilty, and that means possibly 30 years in prison. At his age, this is effectively a life sentence. In a corner, Kostov broke.
Yeah, alright, I know where your paintings are. I want a deal.
Kostov agreed to assist the police. Good choice. Now take us to the paintings. Kostov led the police to a local pawn shop.
Down here.
As they entered the basement, Kostov pointed to an art folio leaning against the wall, wrapped in towels and a grocery bag. They unraveled it, and surely enough, it was the young Parisian. And in good condition, too. Bingo. 2 out of 3. The only one remaining was the Rembrandt. However, with Kostov as an asset, authorities now had a way to find it. Give me the other painting, Kostov.
I don't. But I. Yeah, okay, I got contacts in Sweden.
Wait, no, that one was correct. Say that again.
I know people in Sweden who know where it is.
So it's not here in LA?
Oh, it's back in Stockholm.
You sly bastards. But how do we know you're telling the truth? Sorry, it's a reflex.
That's okay. Because.
Yes?
Because.
Yeah?
Because the person who has it.
Yes?
Is my own son. Alexander Sasha Lindgren.
Oh my god.
I know, right?
Kostov was willing to incriminate his own son to avoid jail time. Anyway, back to Sweden.
Fucking like movie plot here,
In
right?
Stockholm, the son, Lindgren, was being pressured by his associates Baha and Dea Kadham. Those are the guys from before, by the way. To sell off the Rembrandt. It's been almost 5 years, dude. Are you gonna sell this thing or not?
Well, I do enjoy looking at it,
Look at the flop around.
The FBI makes a call.
You ain't seen nothing yet. I gotta figure out how to do the
Man,
other bits here.
I got a tip for you. I can't understand you. Speak English. We'll put someone on the line who does. Okay, thanks. Hello? English? Hello? Okay, cool. We have a tip for you. The FBI tells Swedish authorities to put surveillance on Lindgren and the Kadhums. Lindgren, unaware that his father had betrayed him, would be caught up in the sting. The stage was set, but if they were going to pull this off, they would need to call in their top dog. Part scholar, part daredevil. Alright, I have no idea why he's written this way in all the articles, but we're going to go with it. The king of the sting, the defender of Dali, the guardian of Goya, half scholar, half daredevil, and 100% man. With an alignment of chaotic good, he'll teach you about the classics.
Yeah, this is
and
a
he'll
real
teach you to
a
make
real
love.
thing where people actually stole a
Robert
fucking painting like they were in
K.
Ocean's 11.
Part 5. Copenhagen. September 15th, 2005. The meeting had been arranged. The Kadham brothers are on a train from Stockholm, secretly followed by police the whole way. And as they sit in their seats,
God, I
in
hate
the hand of one of
using the
brothers
fucking free version of
is
this.
held a small, painting-sized parcel. Police could have arrested them then and there. They would have had the brothers red-handed. But that wouldn't be enough. It would be a simple possession of stolen goods charge, and the police wanted to catch them in the act of selling the painting. So they stood by. Kostov and Whitman arrived at the Scandic Hotel. The Kadhams and Lindgren made their way too.
Oh, hello. Hey guys.
They said in Swedish.
Do you guys want to do the deal now or grab lunch first?
No, let's just get this over with.
Okay, come with me.
Come on, son. Let's throw the old football around. But Dad, come on, son. Look, Dad, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm proud of you, boy.
Whitman led Kadham up to his room. The room had been thoroughly bugged in preparation.
I hope you like Swedish Corona.
Nice. I'm gonna have to count it though.
No problem.
Whitman knew he had it. He could see the look in Kadham's eyes as he greedily counted the money.
So, you guys had like a good trip out?
Mm-hmm.
See any good movies lately? You know, there's a delightful restaurant down.
It's very hard to count when you keep talking.
Oh, okay.
All right, and that's 200,000.
Amazing. 5 years of holding on to this painting. Seeing all of his buddies go to jail. For 200 grand, it would all be worth it. And it would be over.
Well, we got a deal.
Baha then stood up and left the room with the cash.
Hey, wait!
Baha went back down the lobby and was making his way to the exit. Wait, what's happening? Baha walked right out the front door of the hotel without saying much of anything. What the hell's going on? Has the deal soured? Has our cover been blown? Is this a cross? Police on standby were starting to get nervous, but Whitman was staying cool. Seconds passed.
Just hold steady.
Minutes passed.
Stay cool.
They're getting away.
Stay cool.
And then they came back with a different bag in hand. It turns out the bag they had before was a decoy. They were using it to see if any cops would be drawn out. Now that the deal seemed solid, they brought the real thing. Got him. Cadham returns to the room, and Whitman examines the painting.
That's the real deal.
Danish SWAT is standing by, ready to swoop. Whitman spoke the code words necessary to launch their raid on the room.
Would you like an orange?
Excuse me?
My favorite color is orange.
Okay.
I mean, orange, you glad? I said orange?
Anyway, thanks for the money, but, we gotta go.
No, wait, let me arrange you a cab.
That's okay, we'll walk.
The SWAT team burst into the room as Whitman jumped into the bathroom, clutching the painting to his chest. The SWAT team quickly overwhelmed the stupefied suspects. The arrests of Baha Kadham, his brother Dea, and the betrayed Lindgren went off without a hitch. Whitman emerged from the bathroom victorious. Women swooned, men swooned, I'm swooning. Jesus, what a man.
Looks like you're caught by the police.
Yes, well done, Whitman. And we would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for your sly doggery.
Thank you. Now, take him away, boys.
Whitman held the painting aloft. It was now safe. He returned it to the Swedish National Museum, and the timing was perfect. Because in just a few days, they would be exhibiting a show on Rembrandt anyway, and they not only had him back, but a story to go along with it. The painting was unveiled as the centerpiece, this time behind glass, and with a specially assigned security guard standing by its side. So the Cadham brothers and Alexander Lindgren were convicted of receiving stolen goods. However, their sentences were overturned by a Swedish appeals court ruling that they had been provoked into the crime. Well done. But as for our hero, well, Whitman hung up his cape, and nothing has ever been stolen again. The end.
I think I need to look at more videos how these stupid things move.
Want to really freak your friends out? Squirmels is the craziest toy, no doubt. New from Nostalgic, it does awesome magic. How it works is secret, and nope, it's not static. Squirmels follows your own command. He'll crawl, flip, and perform. It's your new favorite friend. Squirmels is easy. Squirmels is fun. Make Squirmels jump, slither, or run. Try Squirmels Racing. This toy is amazing. The real Squirmels is a magical pet from Nostalgic.
Stop that. It was just designed as physics.
Although dramatized, the following is a true story.
Yeah, okay. Physics engine. Oh.
This can't be it.
Where's that damn letter? There has to be another way.
Prisoner.
Is it time?
Mm-hmm.
Have you got any mail?
Not today, Mr. Bonnet.
Are you sure?
Quite sure. Come on now.
You know, there really should be a letter from the governor arriving soon.
Move it. Get away from the prisoner.
Wait!
Get back.
Stop!
No.
Goodbye, pirate.
Don't do it.
On behalf of the Crown, for the high crime of piracy, we sentence you, Steed Bonnet, to death by hanging of the neck. May God have mercy on your soul.
No! Way!
30 years prior, on the
Oh, that's the
island
wrong
of
one.
Barbados,
That's the
the
wrong
year
layer.
is 1688.
Oops.
Meet baby Steed Bonnet, son of wealthy sugar plantation owners Mr. and Mrs. Bonnet. Young Steed has a brilliant life, playing with Legos and shit. But then, in 1694, at age 6, Steed's father died. And young Steed inherited the estate and all of the responsibilities that came with it. His mother would make sure that he was brought up educated and given all of the advantages that minor nobility could offer. He was even handed the role of major in the military. And otherwise, Steve's path in life was relatively straightforward and set out for him. Until in 1709, when he would marry Mary Allenby.
Steed!
Together they would have 4 children, 3 sons named Allenby, Edward, and Steed, and 1 daughter, Mary.
Mary, could you pass the syrup?
I can't believe Steve's a real fucking name.
This house.
I was talking to our daughter.
Whatever, Steed.
Yes, Mum?
Not you, your father.
I'm the man of the house.
Ladies first.
No, give it here.
You need to get yourself together, Steed. Look at this place. It's in tatters.
Well, fine. Yes, okay, I'll take care of it.
So Bonnet snuck out to the loan office. Another loan?
Ah, yes. 200, please.
I can give you 100.
What?
We can't keep doing this, Bonnet. You're $1,700 in debt. You're a lost cause.
But I have a family and a sick chair boy.
I missed the part where that's my problem. I've got a boy as well, you know. He's a little shit.
Ah, well, I'll take the 100 then.
Bonnet solemnly returned back home, money in hand.
So, £100 ought to do it. Where's that syrup?
That won't even be enough to pay the workers this season.
I know.
It's not good enough. The farmstead needs repair. A gust of wind and it could fall over at any moment.
The farmstead is fine. Look at it. Oh. Well, at least it can't get any worse.
But 2 weeks later, it did get much worse. In fact, a hurricane came along and destroyed pretty much everything.
Ow. I'll take care of it.
More and more stress was being piled onto Steed's shoulders. Family problems compounded by money problems.
How come you're dressed like a pirate?
'Cause I be a pirate.
And you need a loan? Not all bells and whistles, is it?
To be sure.
Cool.
Come on then, Steed. Let's get this over with.
Okie dokie.
Well, well.
Yes, I know, but look, I'm in deep shit here. Please, I'll be happy with anything you can give me.
Alright then. Come on. Here you go. Don't spend it all at once.
Really?
That's about what you're worth, Bonnet. Now get out of here. How can I help you today, sir?
Money or your life?
Will you take my son instead?
What am I supposed to do now? What kind of life is this? Just going deeper and deeper into debt.
Huh.
Hey, someone stop that guy.
Matey.
Aye, cheers, matey.
Why did you let him get away?
I missed the part where that was my problem. Wow, what a guy. I wish that were me. What is this? Where am I? Can anyone hear me? Mama, Papa. I don't understand. This feeling, so strange, like a bird.
Captain Bonnet.
What did you say?
Greatest pirate who ever lived. Captain Bonnet. Bonnet. Bonnet.
Bonnet! Bonnet!
Nom, 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 nom.
Are you getting up?
God, I think I've forgotten how to do the physics thing for this. I'll probably have to look up a tutorial later.
Listening to me? You're always looking at the stupid old boat.
Dad, help! The wedge has come loose! The wedge!
Oh, did he actually drown?
In 1715, Steed's son, Allenby, died. Steed had finally reached his limit.
No more. Today is the day. Listen, kids. Allenby was like a son to me, and anyway, it's time for me to go.
And just like that, Steed walked away from his family.
The world better be ready for Captain Bonnet. That could work. It's beautiful.
I think I think I gotta refresh myself on this part of the process.
Excuse me. Are you looking to have a ship built?
Yes, please.
Well, we could do that for you.
Perfect. Then my pirating adventures can finally begin.
Pirating? You know most pirates just steal their ships.
Well, I'm not like the other pirates.
Well, clearly.
I also hold rank in the military.
Alright, come with me. So, Steed rounded up any trinkets.
I think we're going to be doing the rest of this on another time because I am not actually as. I think I've lost my fucking touch on these skills and I need to refresh myself. I can try to stream them. That's unfortunate, but I guess expected considering I haven't actually used them for like 2 fucking months. I haven't used them since I made fucking Scrum Guy, and that was when they were still hot in my brain. So, and very unfortunately, this art stream's kind of like petered off, huh? That's not great. Fucking watch this. Yeah, let's play some backpack battle and just call it a day. I'm kind of in the mood for something else. This does make me feel a little bit bad about my mental hasty. My memory's sharper than this, and unfortunately it's not. Sad to think about. This ought to make a good combination. Voice is fucking going too. They got some lozenges here, but this might be a one. This might be a one thing. I think I'm dying in more than one way. My voice and my sanity. Hmm. Oh, it's a good drop. Again. Once more into the abyss. Yep, that. Get up there. Ooh, discount. Ugh. Got a lot of bag space, nothing to do with it. Then just move on. Hum. A rock, you say? Ooh, magic could be an option. However, we're really not doing much of anything right now. I think it's a little too late to try to do that. I think I'll just bark Ripsaw and sell this later. We got the space to use it properly, so we'll just go Ripsaw and some stuff. Get out of here. Shit, shoot. Wrong click. Yeah. Gotta watch out for that. And that'll do it. Boom. Bark. That poison's poison. Yeah, this looks good to me. Plenty of stamina, plenty of poison, nice hybrid build, destroys spikes. Hmm. We're taking this. Ooh. That's good. Over here. Yes. This looks like a backpack that'll do thing. I think. What's this game real for today? Yeah, I hope I'm really not overstraining it. I'll be honest. Hmm. Oh. Work. Yeah. Oh, we never unlocked that thing, did we? Yeah, I guess we'll just unlock it this time. Figure out what it does. I think it's like 9 mana or something. Cares about debuffs for damage. Some sort of like. I do know his thorns ain't gonna do diddly squat for him right now. Ah, there we go. Yo, well, go in. Find out what that does in a minute. Oof. Yeah. I'll just pass. A very fast poison build, I'll tell you what. A Dark Saber. Deal 0.5 damage for each debuff on your opponent on attack using mana for blind. Oh, that's cool. I think the bird can actually fit. Reroll. Get out of here. a pineapple would be very appetizing. Let's mark that down for later, and let's take this for now as well, because we just need the stamina. Might be able to make a nice next rank on this one. Ooh, barely won, but we won. Yes. Now we move to the bird to the other side. Get back up here. Blasted thing. I'm gonna hear context switch. I have too many nudes on your stream. Damn, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do if I get banned off Twitch. I'll have to, like, I don't know, use chatterbait. You think there's enough news to be successful on chatterbait? It might be. I might not be. I'm not quite sure. Definitely yes or definitely no. I hope it's yes. Ah, damn, got me. That guy really put up a fight through all our poison, I'll tell ya. Very, very unfortunate. Definitely maybe. A solid maybe is what I always expect as a great answer. Yeah, it seems good. Get all that debuff armor, get all the things going. Block, block, block. Oh, my neck. One. That was a bit of a aggro build, but we're gonna temper his expectations a little. Ooh, another pine. That's tempting. But quite what we need. Quite right. More poison's always going to be better. Ooh, a cheap bird. We'll take that in a minute. I'm sure I can find I'll find a way to squeeze a thin bird like that in. On a discount, no less. On strip him of his stuff. Get him! Get him! I think this dark lightsaber is really stamping our bacon here. Get all these potions on double potion. Maybe. Hard maybe. We gotta try it because double potion belt like this means we get all our potions not burn off as easily. Yes, we can fit them all. This. Up. Get back over here. Back up. That over there. This over. The Holy Bible over there. This down here to fuse to another better potion. This for the sake of having more of them. More than fangs. And a maxed out pineapple we're looking at. Which is real good for spikes, because if you ever hit a guy with a pineapple, you know they win a fight real easy. This is an aggro dude. Get him. Guys, get him. Yes! All that heal I need. These potions are basically subsidizing our life right now. Without the big pharma power of all these potions, we'd be dead. Bible. We currently don't have the space to store it. Works. That works. Get some more attack speed on the bird. More healing from the Bible. And more 2 seconds of immunity, which is the big ability the Bible's got. Oh my god, this guy just triple Bible, bloodthirsty blade, maximum sword heal. That's a funny build. The thing's doing damage. Come on, come on, come on. Ooh. We had enough poison out last time, which was all we needed. That guy came really close to just getting us. Gotta be careful. People are starting to figure out what they're doing. Kinda. We'll get a third bird. A word. A prayer. A potion belt we can't fit. A Bible we cannot fit. And we'll just buy armor. We can fit another thing in there later. I'll come back in a little bit. Just a little bit. Ooh. Now this guy's gonna have a chance of killing us. Yeah, he stole too much. He had a purple sword that was stealing too much of our mana. That we couldn't generate the invincibility off the Bible. Unfortunately. That's like the biggest reason to buy the Bible. The pure iframes it gives you. And nothing else can give you that much pure off-frame. The invincibility. The rush. Nothing else compete. This actually doesn't change anything. Yeah, it's 1, 2, or 1. More speed. We can't fit this anymore. There's more reroll stuff. Ugh, not great. This, I guess. One more reroll, mark that. Those sorts of, those weird bag spaces now that we're in the late game. We've only got like 4 individual spaces left. Oh my god, this guy's just the stall build. The gem stall build. Ugh. And looking forward to that. One poison, get him, please. Damn. Well, we did survive all the rounds, though. Just didn't win as many as we could have. Enough for a rank up? Yes, we're in Diamond. And I think I can push through one more of these, but then I'm gonna have to probably raid off again because my voice is really not doing the greatest right now. You can probably hear it, but not a great time to be a boy. Oh. Ooh. A bit hoarse. Yeah. I'm not even a horse VTuber. Which I think exists, right? There's got to be at least one or two people who are interested in horses enough to make themselves into a horse VTuber. I'll buy the brew. Gonna get our stamina down to like basically nothing, but nah, it's good enough. Yeah, if one exists, let me know. We're dead. Dead. I know we got like at least one unicorn, but for like straight up only horses, I'm not quite sure those exist. Like they gotta exist though, right? Like there's enough people who are horse girls on the internet that's, you know, gotta be a thing to some extent, right? Nope, get back here. Back up. Now we are really not arranging. We are not arranging our backpack the best right now, are we? It's flopping all over the place. Ooh. Sometimes the Resident Evil storage minigame is too hard for you to play well. Boom. Okay, that works. I think we got damage on this guy. Reina Noi. Who is that? Or is that the unicorn? Ah, they are a horse. We have found one. Now let us find more. Oh, but that's a dumb bit. We're not gonna track down like every horse VTuber possible. Like, what would I even do with that information? And like I could like ask them, but I'm not actually very knowledgeable or that interested in horse fact. Huh. God. For a second there, I did have a minor like worry when I googled their Twitter just now. They said VGen on it. I had like 5 people repeat me. I saw like I had like 3 or 4 people or they follow me on Twitter who all had like the same tag of like, "Hi, I do art commissions. Would you like art commissions?" in their profile flag, and I was like, "Oh no, please alone. I don't need art." I do need this though. Hold on a second. I got to do a minor rearrange the bag. This. So what I'm trying to do is get the gloves to point to the banana, so I get the extra heal speed, while still leaving me space to fit the piggy bank in, because the piggy bank gives me extra money. So it's just all about the micromanagement of this game. Sometimes it should do it. Oh god, double shove. That. Fill up schlot. Oof. We did have poison them. That's good. I think these healing potions that cleanse the poison are kind of gonna come in real. You know? Show me a glove. I need one more glove. I need one more glove because gloves make the Falcon Blade one of the best items in the game, and I just need it. I need to combine this sword with one more glove. Hit him. Get him. Drag him. Lay him. Put on that true tea. Ante. fact that they've upgraded potions to get rid of poison, I think is definitely making them a lot better than the... Previously, potions used to be a real rough take, but now that they do that, it's like, ooh, actually, that's a lot better. Come on, glove. Ooh, buff removal. Like that. Glove, please. Glove. That's not going to fit onto anything perfectly, but it's good enough for me. Okay, even upgrade one of our gems. Well, actually, I think it'd be better to upgrade this. That way, this has the bonus from lifesteal. Okay. It's gonna work out. Ooh, this guy's doing a lot of damage to me. Nah, we're just gone again. We got a lot of key combinations here, so that's what really matters. Falcon Blade is now online. We can double up all of the stuff we hook into it, like this, because it increases all of our attack speed dramatically. And we're going to go with, I think, the comb for extra lifesteal on the boom. Poison. That. We'll take this. We'll take more because fruit's always good. Reroll. We're gonna mark this bag for. We do need it. Can we fit this in? Nope. I guess we'll just roll out like this. On Falcon Sword, steal his buffs. Prevent him from using his full power on me. Stealing buffs is really good in this game because you can take away the mana people need for their abilities, which is, you know, pretty bad for the mana builds, but pretty good for us. Bag space. Ooh, big gem we can't buy. More stamina, which we don't need. We like basically no stamina use right now. Do we buy the pineapple? We buy the pineapple. Put the pineapple here or here. Yeah, that'd be really good for me. We'll rearrange these gems so we have a life gain on sword primarily. Because the sword does do double attack, which means we'd heal twice as often. A bow build. Don't see too many of those these days. Bow's real hard to find. He critted us at the last minute. Oh, that's always a rough feeling. Pineapple is in. Huh. We'll sell rock for better rock. Speed gem is a lot better than that. One more roll. Yeah. Roll. No, ooh, that's really bad. One more roll. Yeah. I don't like any of these things. These are, but unfortunately, not the greatest, I think. And we're dead. Okay, let's see. Anyone I know up on twitch.tuvalu? No. There's some people who I think are cool that are currently streaming, so we're gonna raid them. It's Sigrid and Bird. I think it's cool. They got a double act going. They got friends. good communication. They got good repartee, good back and forth, which I like watching. Raid message. Ooh, let's go with horse raid. I'm dying alone in a fish tank. I'm gonna make myself some throat tea though. Oh, this is tomorrow. I hope I don't. But thanks for tuning in though. No, horse, like the way I typed it, like horse throat. Oh, it's also their anniversary. Damn. Yeah, it's a really good time to raid then, huh? Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I hope I can recover for tomorrow, but if not, I'll see ya. Well, not even Sunday. Sunday, I'm also not going to be here because someone fucked up the date. I have to have to move on Sunday, not Wednesday. Anyway, I hope you all have a great day. Bye.